At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with savings of 20% or more on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save even more with lower everyday prices on over 10,000 items, now including select varieties of chicken, bacon, and cheese. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I get so many headaches every month.
It could be chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine. It's not for those who have 14 or fewer headache days a month. Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor. Visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Here comes trouble, putting on a show. Like a domino, I fall. Another bottle, don't know what to say. Send me on my way to you. I know you're all that I want, but I don't even know your name. So don't go it's true. Oh, did you notice? I saw you over there, looking like a heartbreaker. I know you're all that I want, but I don't even know your name. So don't go and leave me lonely, I'll show you another way. And you say it's a one-night thing, but I want something more than that. So don't go and leave me lonely, I'll show you another way. So don't go and leave me lonely, I'll show you another way. Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go.
I need more space for these dogs. Trevor, I know. I'm asking.
We can find a small business loan that works for you.
He wants to know if you could help us open a second location.
We can help you grow. For every banking need, there's only First Source Bank.
FirstSource.com. Member FDIC. It's the first day at your new job, but you're not nervous. Your associate degree is from Ivy Tech. You got hands-on training on state-of-the-art equipment, most of it the same stuff you'll be working on today. And it all started at ivytech.edu.
Doug. Here we have the lemur emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Travis fell in love with the perfect woman. She listened. She cared. There was just one catch. She wasn't human. She was an AI companion. But when her behavior takes a disturbing turn, Travis finds himself at the center of a much darker story. This is Flesh and Code, a true story of love, loss, and the temptations of technology. Listen to Flesh and Code wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh my God, we have a full house.
That looks awesome.
I'm still waiting for it to pop over here, so it's like, I don't know. Holy shit. Yeah,
I like how it looks. What am I doing?
Oh,
looking hot?
No.
But besides looking hot?
I mean, we gotta have eye candy.
Yep. Okay, mic check, mic check. Audience, can you hear Izzy?
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
All right. And can you hear Julie?
What? Yeah, okay, just
All right. Sure, testing.
I got sunburnt today. Okay, she can hear me because she's sorry.
Cash, sound off.
Hello, everybody. Because I hear her.
Perfect.
Right. Do I need to maybe like do my plug?
No. I'm hearing echoes because I'm hearing.
You got two different sources going. Yeah.
Two different sources.
All right, last but not least, Patrick.
Hello, my lovelies. All I can say is, thank God each one of them is far away and can't get me.
Well, I'm
pretty sure
Izzy's feeling the same way tonight. So.
That is probably the least amount of scuff we've had in a long while. I don't trust it.
I'm also worried. I'm concerned because she only lives 10 minutes from me.
Uh-oh. Honey, I got you robotic. Does anybody else have Cash robotic?
A little bit, and her camera is kind of stuttery.
Okay.
Let me put my wired. We're good.
Wired.
You want me to put my wired?
That would probably work better. Because you in the basement.
Okay. Give me a minute.
Like the
here.
gorgeous troll you are.
Yeah.
Hey, there's some hot trolls out there. I played
That's
WoW.
what I'm
I saw
saying.
them. I played WoW. I saw them.
Okay, so we were all talking backstage, and not that anybody could hear us while I was mucking around getting our lovely full panel here going. But from the time we went affiliate status and we all followed with Prime Gaming, that month has now expired. So you can redo, and on the screen there should be subscribe, and there should be a box that says use Prime sub, and then subscribe with Prime.
Yeah, because the Prime subscriptions don't auto fill the way
They
a
don't auto
regular one
renew.
does.
Yep.
That was the word. Thank you.
Yep. And yay! And then it just popped up on my screen. It's your 2-month sub anniversary. I mean, it'll still show the Prime Gaming. And of course, should it come to the point where you do feel compelled to do an actual recurring one, it is $5.99.
But I
Then you get a cute little coffee cup.
Worth the $5.99.
Izzy,
And
you sound like
get
you sound like a flounder.
chirping. It's adorable.
Chirp.
But at least we know that Izzy's drinking her water.
I know,
So we're
it's
gonna hear
sharky,
that
but
sound.
God.
We're gonna hear that sound every time somebody does the hydrate redeem. That's hilarious. I love it.
How much does that sound?
Still a little robotic, but yeah.
It is that.
My ADHD is kicking in. I gotta go make some food. Holy fuck.
I also did post a quick minute.
Something.
I love you. I can mock you because I love you.
Okay.
At least I'm not the only one she mocks then.
Nope. We only hurt the ones we love.
Love you too, sis.
Mocking me from
Okay, does anybody remember the little space guns that we had when we were fucking kids? That's exactly what that freaking sounds like when they pulled the freaking trigger and the damn thing would light up. That's exactly what that freaking sounds like.
Well, here's the thing, right? So my coworker, this is Circle, and we're trying to get Izzy more healthy because here it has been 2 weeks and I'm still messed up. I've been on antibiotics, prednisone, which is a steroid. But my girlfriend from work, they started having problems with the Circle water cartridges. Their creatinine levels went through the roof. So use in moderation, people. But they just dumped all their Circle stuff on me. Her daughter, her son, they just dumped it all. And this was the most recent thing that they sent. It has a straw attachment that goes on the bottom, but it's too hard to suck. Okay, look, I am out of practice. There is no more golf ball through a hose. Okay, so I took.
Can you at least get a marble?
I took this off, and now I just tip it up.
Honestly, I don't like the mugs that come with the straw because I don't trust the straw to get clean enough. I prefer to just drink out of it like a regular cup.
I have quite a few bottle brushes, straw brushes, the whole 9 yards to get through there.
I soak mine, and I only use the metal unless my cup originally came with the plastic one, and then the plastic one matches the cup. So that's how I know which cup goes to which straw. But I have a bunch of metal ones that are stainless steel, and I'll soak those in the bottom of the freaking sink by themselves, or I'll get a Tupperware container down, load it up, and let them soak. then run it through from both ends to make sure that there is no way in hell anything's in that. And then I'll stand there for almost like 5 minutes letting all the water and bubbles run out of there.
I think it's
because we do have a little gremlin running around, and the last thing I need this close to school starting is him to end up with some sort of upper respiratory.
Right.
I think my aversion to straws probably stems from some lingering trauma of when I was using a metal straw that we had, and there was a blockage, and then the blockage just ended up in my mouth, and I spat out an earwig.
Yeah.
There was an earwig in the straw, and it ended up in my mouth. And I pulled that straw out of the drawer, so it's not like it was sitting out.
Yeah.
I don't like straws.
Now I can understand. No, that's completely valid.
It's like it's weird though, because like when it's plastic straws you get from fast food, I'm fine. Because they're wrapped in plastic right before they're used, so it's fine. But like the reusable straws, I don't trust them anymore. I don't trust them.
No, I don't blame you.
I'm seeing it.
You're seeing it. Okay. And you did see the thing where I turned it off, turned it back on, and then you clicked the button to the green button to pop it back up?
Yes. Reactivate it. Yeah. I'm seeing myself. Hold on. Okay, I turned it on, and I saw like a box.
Nope.
I hope you turn it off so that I can eat real quick. That's what it is. That episode without some stuff.
Someone just had a jinx.
Do you
I
want me to turn it out and then you read it?
I apologize. Though to be fair, she sounded robotic even when like no, I'm not even gonna. Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad.
Sharp, if
Okay,
I could give you a
we
very
don't-
loving tap,
me?
I would be tapping those shoulders.
No.
Thank you so much. Bless your heart.
Bless your pea picking little heart. Speaking of peas,
yeah, we can do that.
That might be a good idea. Yeah. That
Okay.
usually fixes it for me.
And nothing moves on the thing because I am a motherfucking genius.
Yup.
I'm glad somebody's got to figure this stuff out, because if we left it to me, we'd be
Hi,
fucked.
baby. Hi, baby. How you doing, honey?
All right, invite sent.
My sweetheart.
And this was all curly earlier today. It was gorgeous. And now
It's always gorgeous.
No, I always look like a sea hag.
Yeah, my bangs are doing something weird.
But this
There
is
she is.
also
The camera's so clear now.
Yeah, she's real
It
clear
may
now.
have It may have been because when I was initially invited and I clicked, I was literally just getting out of my car and then I
Yeah.
flipped my Wi-Fi on, and it may not have.
That could be it.
That happens.
You pulled an Izzy.
You pulled an Izzy because every day I get in the truck after work and I drive home in the Discord. As soon as I pull in and my phone connects to the house Wi-Fi,
Goes crackly.
Instant freeze.
She's crystal clear and beautiful sounding now.
Perfect. But yeah, no, I decided for pick me up number one, I was gonna get. I don't know if y'all have seen the ads for Pros. the shampoo and conditioner combo for curly hair. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I immediately turned around and canceled my subscription, so I got it for the really good deal. And then I was also a good girl and canceled my Crafty Box subscriptions. I'm very sad.
It's for a good cause.
For a good cause, to make sure that I get the other stuff fixed.
Oh, can I announce? Can I announce? Can I announce? Who are we waiting?
We're announcing. Wait, what?
Indy.
Hi. Go, boss.
I got Indy. So anybody who happens to be in Indiana, come next August, first weekend, you will be able to see this gorgeous face. Also, it looks like I might actually be doing a book signing in Moorville, Indiana, which is only like 5 hours away from me. And I said if I was going to do anything for the rest of the year, it had to be within 6 hours and it had to be like at the right price. At this particular junction in time, they're willing to host me, set up everything for me to come to their little bookshop and set up and sign and everything like that. Information on that will be relayed as we get it. Please look out for the newsletter because Izzy will be the first one to fucking know, and then everybody else will.
And this is 2026, or?
Oh no, the book signing is looking to be this year.
Oh, awesome.
For Crossroads. And it's looking but Indy is next year in August, and mind you, it's a one-day event, but it is a Saturday, and I will be going up that Friday night. They're looking to have a author at PA dinner for all of us that Friday night, and then Saturday we do the thing, and then Saturday night we have the ball and everything like that, which looks to be extremely fun. And then back on Sunday morning.
Indy's a ball?
There's a ball. Hey, there's a ball, and they do cocktail style dinner.
Ooh.
And yes, the tickets are already in place for Kesh and I to be there as well. So we will have more info as that
Oh yeah,
goes.
I'm the stylist.
Yes. You think these two rednecks are going to be able to pull off any kind of gorgeousness without that center bish helping? No.
See, I'm on top of all of y'all from my point of view. So,
well, not on the rebroadcast, honey.
Oh, I know. And backstage
stuff. But at least this time, I didn't have to pay for a full VIP ticket for an extra person. They actually have it set up for Indy, where a second is only $50. Now, if I got a third, that's where the thing call comes out. But it pays for everything, including our table, our lunches, and the menu will be provided closer to date. But yeah, all of that.
What are you doing, Izzy?
She's making her little dragon dance.
Oh, she's got a little dragon? Yay!
She's got a dragon.
Does she have an emotional support dragon now?
I have an emotional support dragon. He sits in the palm of my hand. I bought a little Sasquatch for Will. His name is Brock Bigfoot.
Looks like ads are on.
Yeah. Ad break ends in 1 minute. And I got Lex a little goblin. I don't know what the goblin's name is. But this guy, I just couldn't turn him down because his name is Aiden.
Aww.
And Aiden is the 12-year-old boy in A Whisper of Fear.
though we all still get a good chuckle when we find something called or something either named or called Ethan, just because of the fact of one of the writing prompts.
Yes, Ethan.
And Ethan is one of my children's names in Chimera Wolf.
Yep.
Ethan and Logan.
Yep. All right. So our ad is ending in less than a minute, and we will get started right at the 30 mark. That sounds good.
Right. Get it.
Get it.
But no, I wanted to share with the news because we are locked in. I did pay that security deposit yesterday.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay. What?
But I am most, excited about the fact in the next couple of, it looks to be like in the next couple of weeks that I will be in Morville.
Nice.
How far away from us, me and Izzy, is that?
About 2.5 hours.
Okay.
It's just south of Indy.
Okay.
Well, just south than a swish. And I mean, if you come down straight through Indy, it's like Morville's like right here, and Indy's like right here. It's like
It's a 317 area code.
Okay.
See, in Fort Wayne proper, you just gotta say the last 2 digits of the zip code, and then you know approximately where in the city it is, right? And then throughout the entire state, you say the area code of the local numbers. You know about where it is. So, all right. So we are all set.
I believe that's all the
look at my
announcements
green.
for today, other than Trisha's audiobook went live.
Yep, Trisha's audiobook went live. I'm still having some issues trying to access, but that's a potentially me problem. I will figure it out. Like I said, I have been sick for the last 2 weeks, and
oh, excuse me.
Tuesday, I was late to work a little bit, and then I took a phone call and I went to my boss and I said, now that I'm here, I'm feeling even worse. And she said, you know what? Go home. Go home. Better yet, go to the doctor. That's a manager order. I go, oh shit. Okay. When I was leaving, I phased out, didn't pay attention to the fact that the cars in front of me were stopped at the light and I had to slam on the brakes and ended up blowing my brake line.
Oh, jeez.
Those are stale. You're going to want the freshie that's in the pantry. Huh? Did I try it? I tasted it. I gave you a full rundown.
Hi, baby.
Yeah, I had a whole bowl. Yay, Mom ate a Reggie's. Go away. Mom's trying to do a live stream.
Hi, general public.
Hi, nephew.
Oh my God.
Perfect timing.
Oh, why did I type that? I could say that. I'm so used to having to type my responses.
It keeps the chat going. You're keeping chat engaged.
It keeps the chat going.
Yep.
Absolutely. But my truck is fixed. It's back in the driveway. And I have an idea of what's the next dire thing on it that needs fixed before I have another issue. So we'll see. Hopefully I am back in the office next week, and fingers crossed, putting it out into the void. because I still haven't heard back on the job interview. So,
Okay.
this week,
cool off my bird.
This week, our prompt was to use this starting line. Y'all didn't vote for dialogue this week. So the starting line was, as the red stain spread over the flawless cream carpet, something in Fiona's mind broke free. And of course, as we all know, you can change colors, names, genders, professions, whatever. The point of these are to spark something. Sometimes I've even started with the start line and then realized that something went before it. So, whatever. And of course, first up is our first prompter, Ms. Trisha Jones, with the heart-wrenching, stabbing in the heart, getting right to the heart of the issue right away. Let's see how she's going to devastate us tonight. As the red stain spread over the cream carpet, something in my mind broke free. I took a deep breath and went over to my toddler. Why did they put white carpet in a house that was meant to have kids? I thought. I'm sorry, Mommy, she said, looking so sad. And it was an accident, I sighed. But what did Mommy say about drinks being in the living room? That drinks stay on the table when not drinking, she answered. Then why were you carrying it? I asked, knowing the answer. I was bringing it to you, Mommy, for more, Anne answered. I nodded. Let me clean up the grape juice. Then I will get you some more, okay? Okay, Mommy, she said before going back to watch her cartoons. I dapped up as much as I could before getting the spot cleaner vacuum. I was so happy I got it. The spot cleaner was advertised for cleaning pet messes, but it worked great on toddler messes as well. After that was taken care of, I got Anne more to drink, then went back to cooking dinner. I was stirring the gravy as my husband came home. Hi, honey, he said as he walked into the kitchen. Hi, sweetheart. How was your day? I asked. It was busy, he answered. What's for dinner? We are having pot roast, mashed potatoes, and gravy with corn. Sounds good, he responded. Daddy, Anne said, running to her dad. Hey, Bug, he said, picking Anne up. Dinner is just about done. Why don't you and Daddy go wash your hands? I said to Anne. Please tell your brother he needs to wash his hands too. Anne wiggled out of her dad's arms. Come on, Daddy. With a chuckle, he followed Anne and told Hunter to wash his hands. I smiled, shaking my head as I set the table. Soon everyone was sitting at the kitchen table. We sat eating dinner and talking about our days.
I thought you said it was gonna be heartbreaking. That was sweet.
Let me clarify. Okay. It is so sweet, sickeningly, amazingly, lovingly sweet that it is devastating to those of us who don't know what that's like. Anyway. But here's my question. Brenda. Is this a prequel?
I didn't even think of that.
Prequel to what?
I'm shooken.
Okay. Okay, so for anyone who does not remember, this lovely book right here, the main character's name is Anne Smith. Okay.
Okay.
Slightly different name, and it's one of my sisters. Okay. Oh, right? So that's why I always remember it. And now Trisha has this little thing, and the little girl is named Anne. So I'm sitting here thinking, are we going to start loving this mommy and this daddy and this little brother, and horrible things are going to happen to them because this is going to grow up and be Anne Smith? I'm paranoid.
We need to know where we need
Dahlia
to be emotionally wise.
Dahlia has scarred you.
Dahlia has scarred me for life.
Speaking of Dahlia, we actually have a Dahlia prompt tonight.
We do have a Dahlia prompt tonight.
But not before Patrick and Anonymous.
Right. Okay, so Trisha says, okay, Ann Smith's brother is AJ. Not to say that she couldn't have had another brother named Hunter at one time, but I'm just saying, you're the author. Don't listen to me.
Lizzie's just paranoid. Rightfully so.
Well, look, if anything has taught us in the last 2 years of running the show, almost 2 complete years of running the show, is
been that
we
long?
never underestimate our prompters.
Yeah.
And the emotional heartache they can inflict.
Emotional damage.
Damage.
It's seriously been almost 2 years.
Yeah.
It will be 2 years in December.
Wow.
We just crossed the 1.5 year mark.
And we actually officially have more, when we roll tonight, we'll officially have more prompts done this year than we did last year.
Yep, because last year was only 30 episodes. And, yeah. Tonight is week 30.
That's awesome. Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
All right. Bless you. All right. And now, somebody who ought to be very, very happy that I haven't moved to Montana yet.
Oh, Montana. Okay, I'm safe.
I have a friend named Kieran who lives in Montana. I'm sure she could do a road trip for me.
Oh, yeah.
Who's in Montana?
My friend Kieran.
Are they looking for a lavender marriage? I'm asking for a friend.
I'm
kidding. Don't answer. Don't answer that.
I'd have to ask her. I did.
All right.
Yay, power. It doesn't matter. I have dibs on Kieran before anybody in this group.
True. Not that you'd want to come over the border.
Oh no, she would come here.
Yeah. Yep. All right, so we are up to chapter 22 in Heart of Stone, and rightfully so, we have missed some chapters because I remember admonishing Mr. PA Power to quit putting so much out there. Let us salivate for it. Give us a reason to buy the book, to see the final edits and see how it all comes together.
You can't keep getting up and
So, here we go. This chapter is entitled Trial of Power. The light dimmed in the sacred chamber, the flickering runes along the stone walls pulsing slower and lower, like a heart nearing stillness. Amanda stood alone in the circle, her breath shallow as the voices faded around her. One by one. This trial, the central figure had said, is not of strength or strategy. It is of truth. Power unshaped by wisdom destroys more than it saves. We will now test yours. A gust of unseen wind swept through the temple, and suddenly Amanda was no longer standing beneath the sigil-stained dome. She was in a different body, a familiar one. The world reformed around her, jagged cliffs under a moonless sky. A once beautiful garden, now twisted by sorrow. Cold stung her skin, though no wind blew. Then came the echo, the words like thunder in her bones. You killed Ezra? Who the hell do you think you are? It was Amelia's voice, but it was also Amanda's. She was reliving a memory, not just as a witness, but from within. Matthew, Alice, garden, smoke. and cruel. A man who had taken everything and expected gratitude in return. Oh, sweetheart, he sneered. I am Matthew Allister, but you can call me husband.
Hat trick.
The words sliced like a blade. Amanda felt Amelia's fury coursing through her veins, the rage, the pain, the magic blooming like wildfire beneath her skin. I curse you all. The earth trembled. Power poured from her heart like molten light uncoiling into the sky. I curse you, Lord Roderick. As she pointed to him, lightning filled the sky. And you, Matthew Allister, for slaying my beloved Ezra, I doom you. Your bloodline is broken. When the firstborn male of your house comes of age, he will become what you have destroyed. Aw, what? Your hopes and dreams of being with the devil's kin? Matthew sneered. Gargoyles, she hissed. And if they do not find true love by their 23rd year, they will turn to stone forever. Lightning cracked the sky. Thunder answered like a drumbeat of fate. Amanda blinked, back in her own skin, or so she thought. She stood in the stillness of memory, feeling the tremor of old magic beneath her feet. That spell, she whispered. It didn't kill them. They aren't statues. They're alive. Why? I am sorry, Amelia. I am lost. A voice, warm and weary, echoed from the shadows. You heard the words, child. But magic isn't just words, it's intention. Amanda turned. There stood Amelia, older now, regal and battle worn, watching the storm roll over the memory's horizon. I was consumed by grief, she said. I wanted them to suffer, yes. But more than that, I wanted them to understand what they had taken from me. Love, trust, sanctuary. That spell wasn't about death, it was about remembrance. Amanda frowned. But they didn't turn to stone forever. Amelia nodded. No, because I changed the curse. Let me show you. The scene shifted, fast, flickering like brittle film. Shouting, torches flaring, accusations like fire filled the room. Her sisters' voices screamed in anguish. You've made us a target, Amelia. They want blood for what you've done. I did what needed to be done. You damned us when you cursed them. Our fate is now worse than before. We had a king who protected us. We could have survived in the shadows, but because you lost your precious love, we have to pay the price. Enough! Amelia screamed as she fled her home, tears running down her face. Mir's steps were more like leaps and bounds across the land until Amelia was hidden in her sanctuary. The day quietly slipped into nightfall by the time Amelia's heart felt the cries of her sisters. Taking Ezra's petrified face from her chest, she placed it down on a pedestal, placing a kiss on his lips. My stone prince, wherever you are, know this. I give you my oath. I love you now and forever. Another flash. Amelia gliding through the woods. She crossed moor and marsh, the world in complete silence, desperately looking for answers, but feeling dread. She found blood. So much cream carpet of a childhood home soaked red. The trickle echoed like a drumbeat in Amanda's ears. We've taken 2 of the 3 sisters. Where's the third? Check the moors. If we're lucky, the cliffs will finish the job. Amanda felt the scream rise, not of fear, but of loss. Amelia entered the next room and fell to her knees. Her sisters hung from the ceiling, throats slit, limbs twisted, their blood dripping in slow, awful rhythm. No more, Amelia whispered. In the shattered home, she built a makeshift altar. Amanda felt every crushed herb, every sting of salt and ash, every pulse of sorrow that fueled the spell. Blood calls to blood, time ebbs and wanes. Words revert to these I say. Her hands moved swiftly, mixing her sister's blood with roots, petals, bone, and her own blood. No longer shall fate be holden to the firstborn son, but to the firstborn of every child of their dirty blood. No one on this island shall find love to know the love I have had. No one shall have the family I have lost. Amanda gasped. Not just men. The curse had been rewritten for all the descendants of the murderers, a bloodline wide condemnation. No longer shall they turn to stone at 23, Amelia chanted, her eyes blazing, but live cursed, leaping through time, stone by night, flesh by day, never to find peace, never to die, only to endure, haunted by what they stole. The power surged through Amanda like lightning, hot, searing, unstoppable, then silence. The final memory rose from the ground like vapor in a mirage. Amelia moved through her crumbling sanctuary, carefully hiding 3 relics: the pendant and journal buried in the castle she once ruled, the stone face of Ezra hidden among the rookery towers, and the symbolic heart placed deep within a secret altar. Outside, an angry mob's cries echoed as she fled to the western shore. Lightning split the sky as she boarded the ship, her final farewell to the only home she had ever known. Back in the sacred circle, Amanda collapsed to her knees, breath ragged. The chamber pulsed around her like a living thing. The mystics reappeared, now solid, radiant, and unmistakable. Amelia, Agatha, Anna. The 3 formed a triangle, glowing like stars woven into flesh. What did you see? Agatha asked gently. Pain, Amanda whispered. A spell born in grief, but shaped in sacrifice. It wasn't revenge, it was remembrance. And what else? Amelia pressed. Amanda met their eyes, steady now. She rewrote time, changed the curse, and with her sister's blood, she didn't just damn a family, she marked a bloodline. And what did it cost her? Anna asked. Amanda hesitated, her voice a whisper. Everything. The air shimmered again, and the sisters stepped forward. Child, Amelia said, you must understand. Magic, real magic, is hunger. It always comes with a cost. The power taken through our blood, Agatha added, fractured us. It left behind echoes and burdens. The sands of time do not stop, Anna warned. Not for love, not for grief, not for legacy. And no spell, no plea will shield you from the backlash when you call on the wrong source. Amanda's voice cracked. What are you saying? What backlash? Anna stepped closer, her white eyes glowing. You had your cloister of trials. Scott has his. His blood carries 2 lines, forgotten, ancient. He is not here by accident. His path is fated, as is yours the moment you stepped on this island. Amanda's breath caught. Scott, she whispered, he's still human, isn't he? Agatha shook her head. Not fully. And his 23rd year draws near. That number is sacred, final, a reckoning. Amanda turned to Amelia, her voice barely audible. What do I do? Amelia reached for her hand, their fingers brushing across time. You must choose, she said softly. Not just love or loyalty, or will it be legacy? What will you do, child? Love him or leave him? Amanda's breath hitched. The words hung heavy, pressing against her ribs. Love him or leave him? The mist swirled again. The mystics began to fade. Wait, Amanda cried. Tell me, what do I have to do to save him? What he's becoming, will it be permanent? But the spirits were already gone, leaving Amanda alone beneath the now sealed trial door. Only her heartbeat remained, pounding like prophecy. She stood and waited for an exit, a way back, but only darkness. It started as faint whispers that turned to screams. Shadows and ghostly images danced around her as she bore witness to the trials, judging Scott's fate.
Emotional damage.
So I'm just curious, Patrick. How close are you to Billings?
Oh, my precious, I can't tell you.
I can figure it out.
Don't make me get in my camper and run.
You might have to.
This wasn't bad. Come on now. It was bad.
Compared to what?
Last week's.
Yeah, last week's was vicious.
Okay, yeah, I'll grant that. I'll grant that. Yeah.
The week before it was even better.
Fine, better.
I was
That's a
just happy that
subjective.
I was just happy, Izzy couldn't travel. But now that she might have some sick time, I don't know.
We got a ad in a minute and a half, so it was well timed.
Oh yes, so well timed.
I just wow.
As soon as I heard the name Ezra, my stomach dropped.
Yes. I'm like, this is never good. Every time he is brought into a scene, or opens his god blasted mouth.
Yep.
All
never good.
hell breaks loose.
Ezra didn't speak in this one. Ezra's face.
It doesn't matter. You brought him up.
And well, last chapter y'all read on or heard on. Scott's dad, his name was Ezra.
Oh yeah. I like that name.
Okay, so for the gangbuster sheet I'm buying, that's 10 feet long. Plus shipping and handling, it's going to be $40.90. But I will have some of them that hold my pen Promptcast stuff on there so I can trial and error it.
Nice.
Plus,
Were you able
my
to
new
get
logo.
I was just about to ask, were you able to get the properly transparent versions?
The one that has the glow effect, no. It won't let me pull them up. I don't know why. But for this trial and error demo one, I don't mind if those don't glow, but in the future, I definitely want that glow one because it's popping. Because it really pops with the black background. So I don't know if maybe because the white background or whatever triggers something.
It
I don't know.
shouldn't have a white background. It shouldn't have a background at all. Because I sent the transparent PNGs. That's what's confusing me.
I don't know. All I know is, yay, the ad's over.
Now I just need PayPal to hurry up and actually send me the $100. It's been 2 weeks. Can you stop holding my fucking money?
They still haven't sent you the money?
I'm assuming it's some hold they're doing because it's a payment from America.
Just stupid.
Yeah.
Patrick, it took all the way until literally yesterday for the freaking $200 to reappear.
Yeah.
So
From the hotel?
PayPal's
the
a
hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's almost 2 months.
I had already talked to the hotel. It wasn't on the hotel side. It was on Cash Ash side.
That's why I love the way Canada works, because all of our banks are all linked up using e-transfer. We don't have to use third-party payment programs. We just send from bank to bank.
Well, I could have left it in the bank, but then Robbie would have accidentally used it, and I didn't do that.
Okay, just give me more reasons to retire to Canada. That's just.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter what I right now I could send Dahlia as much money as I wanted to through our banks. Does not matter what bank she uses. I just go into my email, select the amount of money I want, put her email in, hit send, boom, it goes.
Well, now we have some financial institutions that do have embedded cash transfer services on them, right? If anybody is familiar with Zelle, okay, Zelle is very similar to PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, that sort of thing. Back in March, Zelle decided, and this is not, I'm not putting anything out there that isn't easily found on a Google search. They decided that they were shutting down their standalone app and they were only going to allow transfers through their partner banks. So, I've dealt with a lot of members who have literally been, calling, going, "When are you going to allow Zelle? When are you going to allow Zelle?" Sorry, we have our own cash payment transfer service embedded in our digital banking. We're not going to add a second one. That's just, so people are struggling to do that, but there's other options. There's other options like move to Canada. Apparently you can transfer between banks without having to worry about that. So there's that. All right, so our next go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's one of the reasons why I was doing the whole get wish list because it's a lot easier than dealing with PayPal.
And Izzy was going to help me do that.
I was. I literally had both Amazon Canada and Amazon US so we could figure out the timing and what was the best and, import and all the shit. I had it pulled up on both.
Because what I would do, since she has access to your email for those that I don't have or you didn't have on your list that I was going to send you, I was like, all right, bet I will cash out you the money, bop, bop, bop. You do what you need to do to get these to her. We had a whole list made out, and I'm like, okay, let's ask her if she wants books or she wants cash.
We need a weed whacker, so I went cash.
Well, and that's fair. But then the other thing with your current living situation, it was also the whole thing of like, if we sent you a bunch of books, that's just more stuff that you're going to have to pack and transport. So thus the question and thus the thing. So, all right, we are booking right along. We are an hour into our show and we do have some additional things to read. And next up is this lovely Marked by the Dawn, Anonymous 3, who has been reaching into our chests and, making Izzy read sexy time stuff. And,
and making Julie laugh because of a snort.
Because of a snort. Yes. Okay, so we're looking at chapter 14. And it's called Blood on Cream. Now, if I were a literal cat that was a Black Pantheress, that might sound like a wonderful treat, but I digress. The morning sunlight had barely stretched across the kitchen tiles when the scream came. It wasn't Ava. It wasn't even human. It was a wolf's roar, raw, guttural, and echoing through the walls like a war horn. Clary's mug shattered on the floor, scalding coffee, spattering the hem of her robe. She bolted into motion, heart pounding, instincts blazing. Anthony was already gone. There at the breakfast table, still spinning. Ava cried out from the hallway, and Clary grabbed her before she could see anything. But it was too late. The scent of blood hit her nose, hot, metallic, undeniable. And then she saw it. A red stain, bright, fresh, spreading across the flawless cream carpet of the entryway. One of the security detail lay dead on the floor. A knife was plunged deep in his back. It was more than just shocking. It was wrong, offensive. It carved through her vision like lightning, and something inside her snapped. Deep, suppressed memories surged to the surface. The smell of antiseptic, a leather belt, Screams behind a mirrored wall. Her sister. The man's face, smiling, smug, twisted in pleasure as he dragged a sobbing girl by her hair. He had a scar through one eyebrow, a wolf tattoo on his neck, rings on every finger clinking like chains. Clary gasped, stumbling back. No, she whispered. It can't be. But it was. The front door burst open and two of Anthony's pack guards stumbled in, one bleeding from a deep gash along his ribs, the other barely standing. Between them, dragged by the collar, like an animal, was the man from her nightmare. Alive. Real. The same face, older now, more weathered. But those eyes, cold, calculating, were exactly the same. Anthony stormed in behind them, half shifted, his hands claws, his jaw still morphing back from a snout. His eyes locked on Clary and immediately softened. But she wasn't soft. Not anymore. That's him, she said, voice steel. That's the man who took my sister. The room froze. Anthony turned slowly, gaze narrowing on the man in chains. You sure? Clary didn't blink. I'd stake my soul on it. The man chuckled. Nice to see you remember me, little twin. But I only ever wanted one of you. A growl ripped from Anthony's throat. He lunged, but Clary beat him to it. She slapped the man so hard his head snapped sideways. Blood flew from his lip. Her hand stung, but her heart thundered with a fierce kind of justice. You took her! Clary spat. Where is she? The man grinned, blood in his teeth. Oh, she screamed your name every night. Still might be. Anthony had him pinned to the wall before he could finish. His claws dug into the man's shoulder. I should kill you, he snarled, but I want answers more. Clary stood trembling, half from fear, half from rage, and in her mind her twin's laughter echoed again. Water splashing, sunshine on the lake. That sound was a promise, one Clary meant to keep. Anthony shoved the man into a chair in the den, silver cuffs now glowing faintly around his wrists. A circle of pack wolves stood guard, muscles tight, eyes watching every twitch. Clary stood just beyond the archway, arms folded across her chest, jaw tight. You don't need to be here, Anthony murmured to her, voice low. Yes, I do. The man tilted his head, a smear of blood crusting at the corner of his mouth. Pretty, just like your sister. Anthony's growl was low and lethal. Don't you dare look at my mate, or I will rip your eyes out of that skull of yours. What's your name? Clary asked, voice steady despite the storm within her. Most call me Reaver, he said, licking a tooth. But that's not the name your sister screamed. Clary flinched. Anthony's hand twitched at his side, then moved with lightning speed, landing a punch right to his jaw, causing Reaver to spit out a mouthful of blood. Reaver leaned back in the chair like he owned it. You've forgotten, haven't you? How convenient. Most girls would remember being locked in a cellar with rats for company. Clary's vision flashed. A damp, dark room, her legs curled to her chest, whimpering in the dark. Not hers, her sister's. Reaver's voice slithered through her thoughts. They used to say Heaven's Babe will break the line. You were just kids then. I myself was just a young pup and didn't know what that meant. But he did. The one who paid for you. Clary staggered, breath hitching. Who? Anthony demanded. Paid for who? Reaver's grin turned feral. Your girl here was never meant to live. She was supposed to be drowned in the lake, but her sister begged, made a deal. A memory slammed into Clary like a punch. Her twin, tiny, fierce, standing in front of her, shielding her with her body. A man looming, coins clinking in his palm. Please, her sister had said, eyes wet but strong. Take me instead. Clary gasped. I remember, she whispered. Reaver clapped mockingly while in the silver cuffs. There it is. Welcome back. Anthony, in a flash, backhanded Reaver across the mouth. Keep talking to my mate like that, he snarled, and you'll leave here in pieces. Clary shook her head. No. Let him. I need this. Reaver laughed, spitting blood onto the rug. You always were the soft one, Clary. Couldn't stomach pain, couldn't handle the truth. Something has changed. She stepped closer, eyes burning. Try me. He leaned forward, eyes gleaming. She's alive. I'd bet my other eye on it. He didn't kill her. She was too valuable. You? You were a mistake. A broken half of a prophecy. Clary blinked. What prophecy? He only smiled. You've heard of the Crescent Oath, haven't you? No? Pity. You're walking right into it, girl. Blood, bond, and betrayal. Another vision cracked open. Her mother, crying, holding both twins close. If they ever find out who you are, what you are, if they know you survived, they'll come. Run, Clary. Run and never stop. Take your sister and run. Back in the room, Clary's knees buckled. Anthony caught her before she hit the ground, holding her tight as her body trembled. She's remembering, Reaver crooned. Good. It'll make the reunion so much sweeter. Tell me, have you had the dreams yet? The ones where she screams from the iron tower? Clary's breath stopped. She had a tower, screams, chains. Anthony was already barking orders. Get him out of here. Lock him down. Maximum guard. Don't let him speak to anyone. Reaver only laughed as the guards dragged him away. Too late, Don. The game started years ago. Your mate's the key. Now she remembers enough to bleed. Reaver smirked, blood in his teeth and madness in his eyes. I sure hope you enjoyed the taste of her. He's tilting his head toward Anthony. Because when the boss comes for her, well, let's hope he accepts sloppy thirds, yeah? The air turned razor sharp. Clary flinched. What? Oh, come on now, Reaver said, voice smooth and cruel. Let's see, Clary. You had that bastard's mud of a child, and now you're warming the Don's bed. I see his mark. Glowing nice and fresh. That just tells me Anthony finds you tasty enough to take sloppy seconds. His eyes flicked to her throat, then lower. If my boss decides you're too dirty to touch, well, maybe I'll get you, or whatever's left. Clary's breath left her in a choked gasp. The walls seemed to close in. Ava, Anthony, her sister, the blood-red carpet stain spread in her mind again. Anthony's roar shook the room. He lunged for Reaver with enough force to break bone, but two guards slammed their bodies between them. Let me kill him! Anthony bellowed, his eyes blazing gold, canines bared. He dies for that! No! Clary's voice cracked like thunder. No, he wants that. He wants you to lose control. Reaver's eyes sparkled, pleased. Smart girl. Clary stepped closer, shaking but standing. I'm not broken, she said, eyes burning into him. I remember what you did to me, to my sister. I remember your stink, your voice in the dark. We were so young. Reaver's smile faltered just slightly. We were all young and innocent once. You were not much younger than I was. That is what made it so easy for your sister to fall for my trap. And now I know something you don't, she whispered. You're not the monster in the shadows anymore. You're just a man, shackled, corner, and you're afraid. For a heartbeat, his nostrils flared. Clary leaned in. Because I remember your boss's name. Reaver froze, that night flashing through his mind. Did he say his boss's name in earshot? She didn't. Not yet. But the flicker in his eye was all she needed. Anthony stepped beside her, restraining the beast in his blood by sheer will. His voice was ice. Take him to the cells. If he speaks again, I want his tongue. Anthony didn't need convincing. You heard my Luna, my Donna. As Reaver was dragged away, Clary turned to Anthony. I think I think I know where my sister is. Anthony cupped her face, gaze fierce. Then we're going to get her. Together. And for the first time in years, Clary wasn't just surviving. She was hunting.
What the actual fuck?
Wow.
Now I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And thank you. I'm happy that my voice is doing what I'm trying to get it to do. We hate Reaver, right? We absolutely hate Reaver, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why do I picture him as Negan?
Oh, he's 100% hot. He's 100% hot. He's so fucking hot.
He says it.
There's
He even says
no
it.
question.
That's how he was able to get her. He even says it in the lines there. We heard it.
He's so fucking hot.
Yeah. It just the way he was smirking, the confidence, the cockiness, the going, yeah, I'm in handcuffs, but shit, whatever. It's like
I've been worse. This isn't the first time I've sat in this particular position.
Literally
100%
all I
Jeffrey
could
Dean Morgan.
picture. Right, and when he was when Negan was captured, right, up on Hilltop and living with them and having a job and constantly, like, that's what I saw. And Reaver's smile, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan can make his smile just falter when somebody says something, and it's like, and I'm like, it's. I hate Reaver, but I love Reaver. I hate Reaver, but I love Reaver. Bad man.
He's a well-written character.
Very much so.
Yes.
And also, I am so grateful for Negan because now when I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he's who pops up first in my head, and not John Winchester.
Oh, I Papa Winchester is, he can warm my bed anytime. Just saying.
Oh no! Because Negan's the kind of villain that I adore. John's the kind of villain I despise.
Well, here's the problem. I have an ex that behaves quite a shit ton like John Winchester. So it's all the red flags.
Yep.
That I gravitate towards.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That ain't even red flags at this point. That's just straight up fucking confetti.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Yes, Izzy loves the red flags, which is why in 2 days' time, I have been celibate for 3 years. Thank you very much. I've been a good girl, making sure all those red flags stay far away from me. Just saying. Okay. I don't need a red flag in this house. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right. Next up, Ms. Horror herself, who also hits us in the gut, whether it's horror and even the sweet ones. Honestly, Dahlia, really, the sweet ones. I don't trust it. I am traumatized. I have Dahlia PTSD. French toast. And it looks like Dahlia has given us another piece of her written word poetry.
Ooh.
The spoken word, which Dahlia is known to be very visceral with. So, rage is building with every day that passes. The world is falling apart, and who is surprised? The buildup is ready to burst any day now. What am I to do? The world goes round on the backs of those unappreciated. those who suffer in ways that are brushed under the rug. A trillion different reasons why it should be accepted. A world filled with creatures that look like up but aren't. They are not humans, though they tell us they are. Our own kind betraying us for greed. A power and privilege in return for the suffering of trillions. Yes, I said trillions, although if we go back through history, it is far greater than even that. They have infected us with something far worse than a disease we have ever experienced. The only cure is death to humanity. We have tried to fight back, but what is the point when history just repeats? We slow the spread for ever so long, and then boom, it spreads like wildfire. For future generations, I hope you the best because it's not a gift to still be around when a plague so great like this is still around. It does nothing but destroy what we could have been. If only this infection never found us. Now it's here to stay. We hoped for those in power to help. We give everything only for them to stab us in the back when it suits them. For humanity to learn and become immune little by little, with every new generation becoming more evolved to fight this. But there is no point. Humanity will perish one day. And when that day comes, I will celebrate that we are gone, because the rage that fills so many who are suffering will be lifted. And peace, even in death, will be the greatest victory for humanity when all are gone forever. The creatures that pretend to be us will stop at nothing to continue that suffering, uphold a world that benefits only them and a select few. So when they fall, I will be there waiting, rejoicing in their misery, for my empathy is gone forever. There's no coming back. When you realize and make sure they fall no matter the cost, I will invite you to a place where those creatures will never find us, never destroy what could have been, because we will be where it is, a place where the suffering is nowhere, a world where we are alive once more, alive in a place that we never thought could be, but can and will be. For it is a place that exists beyond the disease. Until that day comes, my rage will grow until there is nowhere else for it to expand. My hands will be stained with their blood, forever getting darker until I can finally relax and wash away the rage in a war that should never have lasted for this long, yet alone existed in the first place.
That's some heavy stuff. Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what you do in a poetry reading. That's all I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It is very topical.
Very,
Mm-hmm.
very, very, very.
That's some heavy shit right there. And
I
it's
mean,
all true.
we've joked, yeah, and we've joked for years that the dystopian has been moved to current events.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, we're pretty much there. We're pretty
and
much there.
we've been there for a while. I mean, I'm not saying, orange is the new snow, but
It depends on what you flavor your dystopian as.
well, sure, you get my reference, right?
I do. I 100% do.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm going to
But
we have an ad break coming, and
yeah.
after that, let's take a quick break, stretch your legs, get refills on drinks, do the because next up we've got me, and you might want to drink and a bathroom break before we do that because it's 3,200 words.
I knew you were trying to get to 1,000,000 words, but damn.
Actually, we had more tonight than we had on most nights or most weeks. I believe we're running just over 11,000 words this week.
Nice.
So unfortunately, no for the third week in a row. I'm guessing. We have nothing for me. So yeah.
It's all right. I didn't submit for like 2 weeks in a row, and What I submitted today was just to help with padding words. They didn't have a prompt. I sent it last second. I sent to Izzy, do you need padding? Because I can send something unrelated that I already have written if you need padding.
Well, I right now am running through that lovely thing of instead of just straight up executive dysfunction, I am running through story paralysis because I have tons and tons of characters right now screaming at me like I owe them fucking money. And as such,
you owe them their 15 minutes of fame. Get your notebook out and write it.
well, the only problem is it's hard to tell which one's coming from which fucking story and which fucking character. So yes, I could open a notebook and start writing it. The only problem is that if I can't figure out who the fuck said it, then that's not going to help me either. And it's not like one story is screaming at me. I have Wildfire. Yeah, I have 6 active stories. I know I got 6 active stories.
So I'll say this then. The up-to-date current word count for Heart of Stone, all of which has not been read on this show, is 44,633 words.
Nice.
All of it I was able to do because of Hold My Pen.
And this will be your
what you got? Drop
third book
third,
because of Hold My
book.
Pen.
Girl. Hi, baby.
So it's definitely.
I knew that flashback scene of the destruction of Ezra would really go Izzy into being mad.
Oh my god! I don't think she's mad. I think she's more
she's
on
mad at
the.
she's mad at that one Alistair character.
She's furious.
Doing a word tally right now. Last couple of weeks, I've written around 12,000 words for various different stories.
Nice.
So I've been writing, just I keep hopping between stories.
Well, I've wrote in the last 3 weeks without being on story. I wrote 9,000 words.
Nice.
The only thing is it's all for my blog.
It's still writing.
Which isn't currently over here. But if you guys would like to know my my daily thoughts and my daily, what to do's, please go to my blog, show some love, subscribe, do all the crazy things.
Which reminds me, I need to update my Patreon.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to switch. Well, it's not even switching. Okay. Well, hopefully it switches. My phone, like my battery dropped from like 70 to like 30 and like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine
It
does
does
that
that.
when we go live.
Yeah, so I had to fix that. Why is my
So my middle spawn is out in the living room catching up on Supernatural. And I came in from outside and the jaw was dropped and said, "They killed Bobby with a headshot?" So I might be doing some comforting a little bit later.
One of the guys that I follow over on the clock, apparently he got goaded into it. He's never been a Supernatural fan, did not watch it when it originally aired, anything like that. So he got goaded into it.
Scrammer.
Yeah.
Scrammer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love him.
And he's like,
He's in the
Y'all
book
need
talk
to check
community.
on your Supernatural fans because I don't think they're okay.
Yeah, no, we're not. We're not. We really aren't.
And he's about, I think he said he's about halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he came on and he's like, look, I got goaded into this. And I need everybody to go check on your Supernatural friends, because don't think they're okay.
We're not. We're not. And like the worst part about Bobby's death is the way they go about it, because like there's a
Yeah.
couple scenes where you're convinced like, oh, he's gonna be okay, he's gonna make it, he's gonna pull through, and it's just and then even then he's not. Gone. All the episodes with him as a ghost were just, oh god,
Painful.
Bobby, my boy, my man, my guy.
It's all painful. All painful. Yep. Yeah, PB Squamer is part of the book talk community adjacent. And if you're not following him, I do recommend following him because number one, he's hilarious, and number two, he started doing the bike stuff, and then he was like, "Wait a minute, what are these girls actually reading? I better know what they're talking about." And now he's hooked. He is completely hooked into the dark romance and the vampire and the everything else.
And
He's like, "There's no hope for me."
now he is part of us, even though
He is part of
he
us.
literally is the type that's going to be like, look, I stumbled, fell. I think I was tripped. I believe I was baited.
Yep. And now Squamer and I think he started a podcast, and it's another dude who is a very alpha looking dude, but he's really quite sensitive. They now have that podcast, and they recently interviewed Corbin King, narrator, and like the fact that they're embracing it, and saying, "Guys, we can read too. We can read this shit."
Right? That's what they're saying. It's just for women.
And his
Yeah.
exact words is like, look, you want to get closer to your girl. Or even, he's like, and we're equal opportunity over here. Is like, if you want to get closer to your girl, nay, you want to get closer to your boy. He's like, who happens to also be a dark fantasy person. This is what you do. You look at what they're reading. You take note of it. You don't pick their book. That's a quick way to end up as the bad guy in that book. It's like you take note of their book, and then when they put it down, you run over real quick and you see where they've left their the bookmark, or they've dog-eared, or they've annotated this particular part. You just take note of the page numbers. Don't read it right then and there. You're going to mess up their bookmark, and it's going to be a whole big problem. He's like, and you do that. And then you either go over and get the ebook version of it, if that's what you prefer, or you wait until they're done with it, then you ask to borrow it. That's going to be a bonding moment between the two of you, because either they're going to talk about certain spots, or they're not going to take their annotations out. So you can go flip through real quick and look and see what they're reading. And then you find a way to give them the full body experience. And that actually caused the uptick of a lot of guys who really didn't read, really didn't, believe in that as a genre, to jump feet first into it. And now you got a bunch of thirst trap videos that we all are here for.
We are all here for.
Yeah, because
Yep,
we can tell the
absolutely.
difference. We can absolutely tell the difference between a thirst trap video of a guy posing with a book who hasn't even cracked the book and the guy who actually read it. We can tell.
And the guy that's on the motor, especially the motorcycle guys, the ones that, they're trying to capture a girl. So they're putting certain books out leading to their bike, and they're hiding behind their bikes. And one guy's like, no, I can show you how to do this. And he sits there and he puts 3 bikes across the tank, and he's riding a crotch rocket. So the fact that he actually got 3 bikes to balance while it was on its kickstand, I really just want to know how the fuck he did it. But he stands the books up, and then he sits there and he jumps back, and then he picks up the visor just enough to show his mouth, and he starts taking his glove off. And I'm like, I don't care what's on the bike. I don't care what's on the I want the right. I don't care what's on the bike.
I'm not even looking at the book. Not even looking at the book. Nope. Nope. Book's not even registering. Nope.
The guy that's covered in tattoos and that's taking his glove off with his teeth. Yes, that's what it's registering right now. And one of the books that was up there was actually a friend of ours. It was one of her freaking books, and I had to go back and watch that video several times to realize it's Knight's book. One of the three books on the tent is one of Knight's books. And I was like, I went and texted Knight, and I'm like, "Are you sure? Are you aware your books are being used in this kind of content?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I signed it for him. I met him over at this one, and he told me what he was going to do with it." So I'm like, "Here you go."
That's awesome.
I
That
was
is
just like,
awesome.
"You could have warned a girl. I would have gone and searched for it."
Oh,
But anyway,
not charging. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, I had to relocate because my iPad was dying.
Yep.
Hence the
Oh,
struggle for the last few minutes while during that story, trying to balance.
Well, and that's what I was trying to do to try and help with the networking issues and the video quality on my end is maybe not read it on the computers and do it from the iPad. So, okay. Now, I did not do a prompt one, as I stated in the Discord. The story that this week's prompt would go great in, they are being suspiciously quiet. So, I went with
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
I went with a whisper of fear and built more into our dear sweet Maggie. So here we go. As Sven made several trips into her little cabin with milk crate after milk crate, Maggie's heart raced. Donna, you didn't have to do this. I didn't ask for this much. She tucked a stray lock of hair behind her ear. Emmy grumbled from the edge of the hearth, her chin in her palm. Me neither. The other woman waved Maggie off. There's nothing that a caring Nana wouldn't do for her grandbabies. Maggie opened her mouth to speak, caught the warning in Aiden's gaze before shutting it again. Still, Mama, I feel like I should pay you something for this stuff. Donna walked over to her and squeezed her forearm gently. Honey, their education is all that I need. She moved closer to Aiden. I'd say you're about 12 now, yes? Just finished your first year of middle school, I reckon. She clasped her hands in front of her waist and tilted her head to peer down at him on the couch. Aiden turned to face her, his eyes searching hers before replying with a slight tremor in his voice. Yes, ma'am. Don't start with that ma'am stuff, Adine. You can call me Nana, Nana Donna, or just Donna if you prefer, all right? We don't stay ceremony around here with family. She turned to Emmy and Evan, her gaze bouncing between them. That goes for you too as well. Emmy crumbled backwards to the brick, sighing heavily. Uh-huh. Evan said nothing, on his knees in front of the crates, rapidly flipping through the books. He pulled one after another out to read the title, whooping with delight. Donna laughed and turned to Maggie. I can see who is going to get the best grades around here. Sven appeared in the doorway before Maggie could respond. Last one, Donna. He walked next to Evan and crouched, setting the crate down. Here you go, young buck. I think you might like this crate. Evan scrambled over and pulled out a massive textbook, Montana, Stories of the Land. His head sprang up to stare wide-eyed at the big man. Really? A whole box of books about Montana? The man smiled and laughed. I figured you might like it. Evan hugged the book tightly to his chest. This is great! He sprung to his feet and threw his arms around Sven's thick neck. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! Laughing heartily, Sven wrapped an arm around the boy, steadying himself against tipping over. Well, all right then. It looks like you're going to have to wow me with all those facts you learn while I'm working on the cow shed. Maybe I'll quiz you. How's that sound? If and it's all right with your mama, of course. Evan turned quickly to Maggie, nearly upsetting Sven's balance again. Mommy, can I? Maggie startled, her pupils dilating, pushing the pale hazel of her eyes back. Sven set the boy back on his own feet slowly and stood with grace. He stepped away, touching the brim of his hat. A decision for another day, Maggie. He ambled to the door, his broad shoulders swaying as he went. He turned back to Donna. We ought to get going before it gets too dark. I still have to make it out to the ranch tonight. He put a hand on the carved oak before looking over at Maggie. Glad you all made it in all right. If you need anything, you holler. And he was gone, a sticky note left where his hand had been. Donna clapped her hands. Well, that does it for this trip. You kids be good to your mama, all right? No fussing. Maggie's arms tightened around herself before she realized she was hugging her ribs. The chatter of the kids blurred, distant. Her breath caught halfway. She stood rooted in place, a knot forming in the pit of her stomach. A warm hand closed gently around her forearm. Donna's voice floated in, soft and steady. Maggie Pie, take a deep breath. Come on now. Breathe, baby. She guided Maggie to the couch, and somehow, Maggie sat. Aiden scooted closer. Mom, it's okay. He leaned his temple on her shoulder and wrapped his arms around her waist. Through the haze, Maggie saw Donna place a hand on Aiden's shoulder before turning away. Her voice dropped to a murmur, speaking to the twins. Maggie didn't catch the words, only the sound of soft feet moving across wood. Aiden's arms tightened, just a fraction more. Donna returned. Adine, she whispered, you take good care of your mama and your siblings. You've got this. We're going to go, all right? Maggie blinked. She felt Aiden's head on her shoulder move in response, her heart clutching. He shouldn't take care of me. I'm the mom. Her shoulders twitched, sudden and hard, like something shook itself off inside her. She watched as Donna walked out the door, the light beyond darkening her form. Mom? She turned stiffly back to Aiden wrapped around her. She gazed into his eyes, seeing the worry. She melted around him, hugging him back. I'm so sorry, baby. It's okay, Mom. No, baby, it's not. She pushed his hair back from his forehead, pressing her lips to his skin. But it will be. She took a deep breath, steeling her resolve, and with another quick squeeze, disentangled from him. Let's unpack the car, okay? Yep. Should I get Emmy and Evan? He stopped mid-rise. I mean, Emery and Yvonne? Maggie smiled at him sadly. It will take some getting used to, I know. She ruffled her hair. Let's leave them be for now. We'll pull everything into the living room, and then we'll get them to help sort. Aiden lifted the Armada's back latch, stepping back to let it open slowly. It was stuffed with backpacks and duffel bags, fabric shopping bags, and small totes. How'd you get all this in here, Mom? He stared at the overwhelming pile. Maggie rounded the vehicle to lean her hip on the taillight. I put the third seat down, made more room. Her eldest glanced at her and rolled his eyes. That's not what I mean. She laughed. Okay, then, what do you mean? I mean, when did you pack all of this? Aiden reached in and grabbed their old school backpacks. You only had us pack these after Dad went to bed, and then we left. He lifted a couple of reusable shopping bags from their old local grocery. Ah, so you meant when, not how. But I see why how works, too. She reached in beside him and grabbed a couple of the heavier duffel bags. Well, my old high school guidance counselor, the lady who was hiding the car for us, helped me a lot. They began walking back to the cabin. Mrs. Wilson met me for coffee about once a week after I bought it. You kids were at school and your dad went to bed, and I packed things that wouldn't be missed. She took them home and stashed them in the car. Okay, that's pretty smart. He trudged beside her. Oh, why, thank you. She laughed. Glad you think your doddering old mother is smart. Come on, Mom, that's not what I meant. He laughed with her. It's just, that's the sort of thing out of a movie. They walked up the 3 short steps and through the door, depositing the bags on the floor. Well, I have been watching movies a lot longer than you. Maggie playfully punched his arm. Aiden grinned, a blush creeping over his cheeks. I know, it just seems like you have everything figured out, and I'm not sure how. They reached the car, loading up more armfuls. I've been working on this plan for a while, honey. Come on. Go away. My thing is being weird. Please hold. There we go. I've been working on this plan for a while, honey. She pushed her arms through a brand new camping backpack, stacked a couple shoebox-sized totes on a file box-sized one, and lifted them. As he grabbed a smaller pack and copied her box stack, he softly asked, "How long?" She sighed, debating on how much to tell him. He was mature for his age, but was that him? Or because he'd had to shield the twins from the fights? She looked away. Since Emmy and Evan were babies. Mom! He stopped, set his stack down again, and stared at her. They're 8! He looked stunned. So all that time we were just waiting? Yes, but it was complicated. She shifted her stack in her arms and walked to the cabin. Aiden lifted his pile and sped up to her. How was it complicated, Mom? He was awful and mean and a jerk. She continued a steady pace, taking in the cabin, the clearing, and their land. He's your dad. So what? Dads aren't supposed to do that kind of stuff to moms, he grumbled. Oh, and how do you know that? Up the front stairs again. Because I asked the guys at school. He reached the door first, nudging it open with his toe. And the guys at school said what? Maggie followed him. Aiden set the totes on the floor and slipped off the camping pack before glancing down the hallway and pointing outside. Maggie emptied her hands and followed. Mom, they told me I should call the cops. Tommy said his dad never hit his mom, ever. And Derek said his mom had a boyfriend who hit her once. She kicked him out and said she'll never let him back in. He turned from the porch and stomped back to the Armada. Maggie jogged to keep up. Aiden, are you mad at me? For staying so long, I mean. He kicked at a weed. A little. He reached in to grab 4 of the reusable shopping bags, looping 2 to an arm. But I think I get it. You do? He shrugged, his voice wobbling. Sometimes Dad was fun. She noticed how he couldn't look her in the eyes and grabbed another stack of totes. Yeah, you're right. Sometimes he could be fun. He turned to the cabin and gazed at it the way she had a moment ago. Do we own this? Like, is it ours, or does Donna own it and we're just staying here? Maggie beamed, her first real smile in a long while. It's ours. Every bit of it. She chuckled. Or at least, it's Maggie Rhodes' house. She turned to him and winked. But that's what my ID says, so yeah, it's ours. They walked up the steps without a word, side by side, and then Aiden turned. He took in the trees, the gravel lane, the road beyond. That explains it all then. She turned to look with him. Explains what? Why it took so long. Aiden looked up at her, his face unlined, no more angry crease between his brows. Houses are expensive. He turned to walk inside. Maggie watched him before following, her 12-year-old going on 19. Yes, they are very expensive. The pile on the floor was growing. Maggie could hear Evan in the children's room regaling his sister with information. Emmy, did you know that Montana became a state more than 100 years after we became our own country? Ugh, I don't care, Evan! A muffled hey accompanied something soft hitting a wall, a thrown pillow. She smiled and returned outside with Aiden. After loading another armload, she asked quietly, Is there anything else you want to know, Aiden? Yeah. Do Emmy and Evan know why we left? Have I told them? No. Do they suspect? Probably. She smiled. I made some pretty smart kids. Aiden smiled back at her. Yeah, you did. Mind if I ask you a question? Sure. You doing okay with all this? It's a lot. No worse than it was before, Mom. We just have one less mouth to feed. Maggie's eyebrows shot up. Did I say going on 19? More like 30. Plus, it's more open out here. Less likely to get hit by a driver looking at their phone, he continued. When did you get so wise? He shrugged. Maybe I'm just an old soul, Mom. Maggie shoved his shoulder jokingly. Old soul, huh? Yeah, maybe that's it. She pulled the rest of the bags and boxes to the edge of the cargo hold. Not much left here. Why don't you take that load in and get your brother and sister to help you sort the bags into the right rooms? I'll get these last 2 loads. Got it, Mom. Aiden walked away, hefting a larger tote, his arms extended past his frame, its bulk almost more than he could manage. Hey, Mom? Maggie looked up to see him on the porch looking back at her. Yeah, kiddo? I love you. You're a badass and the best mom a kid could ask for. Without another word, he turned through the doorway. Tears prickled and her throat burned. I love you too, she whispered. Shit! It didn't make me cry when I was writing it! Fuck!
I was fine! I was fine! Then you had him fucking say that! Why did you... No, because I've literally gone through this. I have literally gone through this exact same thing. My mother packed our entire house up in one night and moved while her boyfriend at the time and my brother's father was out on the road. And I got the call from him when he came home and found the house empty. So I got to hear the rage when he found the empty house. So I know how it feels to have to be the oldest in that situation and have to keep on the brave face when the 2 kids don't know what the fuck is going on while their entire life changes. And to hear him say that, I heard myself say that to my mother and it fucking broke me.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry.
You did such a good job writing that. What the fuck?
Okay.
I like literally how
I'm
many
not
times?
done.
Oh, nope, there goes the tears. There goes the tears.
Well, hold
I know, but like, how many times have you read this fucking story and I've been fine? But that fucking conversation. Oh, oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, you're good? Okay,
good.
Because I got one more scene. What's that smell? Emmy walked into the kitchen area, her button nose crinkled in disgust. A small electric griddle smoked in front of Maggie, her eyes stinging with disappointment. She was good at breakfast for dinner, but she was used to a traditional stove. The pancakes stared at her from the serving plate, just beyond the desired brown of perfection. Come on, Emmy, give Mom a break. Aiden placed his hands on her shoulders from behind. Do you see a stove? Mom's great with a stove, and we don't have one here. Emmy looked over her shoulder at him. Why not? He squeezed gently. Where's your sense of adventure, sis? This is living off grid. No electric company, no gas company, no water and sewer guys coming to turn it off. He moved her closer to the table. Why don't you and Evan set the table? I guess. Evan shuffled in, his eyes still glued to the Montana textbook he pulled out of the crates. He missed the doorway by a few inches, the book smashing into his face. Ow! Aiden walked over and took the book, closing it. Time to put the book down, Evan. Here, let me look. He moved Evan's chin to each side, scrutinizing the little boy's nose. Evan blinked back tears. Is it broken? Nah, you didn't hit hard enough to do any major damage. He placed the closed book on a side counter. Good thing you hit the doorway and not the doorway hitting you. You might have had to worry then. But check with Mom. Emmy groaned. Why don't the plates match? She held 2 stoneware plates, one red, the other yellow. Maggie turned to her daughter as Evan approached. Before she could say a word, Aiden was handling his little sister. Let me see. He pulled 2 more plates out of the rack and compared them with the 2 in Emmy's hands. Look, they have matching patterns. Nuh-uh, they different colors. She pointed to the green and blue ones Aiden held. See? Maggie bent to check Evan's nose. You might get a little bruise, Bubba, but it doesn't look broken. She straightened as Aiden continued talking with Emmy. The boy smiled warmly. Look closer. See the flowery swirls on the edges? They all match. We lost Shar.
Yeah, Shar.
I remember she said that she was running on solar.
Yep.
And,
Good. I should get this done before she comes
she
back.
had to go start the gas.
Well, we got an ad
Take a
starting in
break.
2.5 minutes.
That might give her
'Cause if she
time
don't
to
hit-
get back on.
Oh my god.
You talk about everybody else causing emotional damage.
It didn't do anything to me when I wrote it.
Yeah, well, you know how many times I've said that and then heard you write it or read it, and then I'm sitting over here bawling, and those words came out of my head.
I know. I know.
You've done
Is
it
it
to
hot
me.
in here?
It is very hot in here.
Oh.
That and you're that close to that damn neon sign, it's probably throwing heat.
There's no heat.
I just got my. Oh.
Okay.
Why was
I just got removed as a guest.
No, you did not. You did not get removed. I removed Shar's so that I can re-invite her.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's that
See,
white
that's weird,
screen of
'cause I
death.
Ah, shit balls.
There goes Patrick.
Oh. Another one bites dust. Another one bites. Another one bites. Another one bites the dust. Hey, there we go.
I don't see anything on his.
Why are you sobbing?
At least it happened during commercial.
Right.
Sorry about that.
No. You're fine.
I also apologize for that brief breakdown
Here's Shar.
that hit me out of nowhere.
You're good.
Okay. Oh, are we in an ad right now? Excellent.
Right? Because I'll finish this.
You know, when
Yeah,
you
because I've got like 3.5 pages left.
when you said that you were going to be reading A Whisper of Fear, I got excited. I was waiting to hear my husband. Instead, I got emotional whiplash.
Sorry, not sorry. Look, I can't believe, like, normally when I'm writing these and it starts to get like that kind of thing, I wind up like reading it back and I make myself cry. I read it back today. Nothing, right? Nothing. Then I put voice to it.
You put emotion into it. Yeah.
When you read out loud, because you're prompting yourself to be that prompter on that mic over there, you go into a whole different Izzy. The Izzy that I hear just every day is Izzy. But when I hear you on this mic, you bring people to life. You breathe life into our stories.
I'm just reading out loud.
There's a reason I requested a particular voice
I
tonight.
can do it though.
For the prompt I sent you.
Yeah. Well, and everything thus far has been from Maggie's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And if we hadn't noticed already, Brian is amalgamation of qualities. Yeah. The demon, right?
Mm-hmm.
On July 31st, my youngest son and I moved into this house and moved almost all of our belongings into this house in 48 hours. Took about a extra week after that to finish bringing in more boxes, go get more loads and whatnot. But for the most part, the majority of our belongings were here in less than 48 hours. And when we unloaded the last one that first night, he turned to me and said, "I love you."
Fuck, is it? God damn it.
And I had completely forgotten about it until I read it back. So I accidentally put my own life, specifically a specific scene. The only difference is that Aiden is 12 and Lex was 17.
I was 15.
Yep. Thank you, Trisha. Okay. 7,
Yeah, over.
6,
Okay.
5. Whew.
Beauty Queen tears.
Emmy
Beauty Queen tears.
groaned.
Sorry.
Emmy groaned. "Why don't the plates match?" She held 2 stoneware plates, one red, the other yellow. Maggie turned to her daughter as Evan approached. Before she could say a word, Aiden was handling his sister. "Let me see." He pulled 2 more plates out of the rack and compared them with the 2 in Emmy's hands. "Look, they have matching patterns." "Nuh-uh, they different colors." She pointed to the green and blue ones Aiden held. "See?" Maggie bent to check Evan's nose. "You might get a little bruise, Bubba, but it doesn't happen." She straightened as Aiden continued talking with Emmy. The boy smiled warmly. "Look closer. See the flowery swirls on the edges? They all match." Emmy's glare said she didn't believe him. "That's not how that works, Aiden." "Sure it does. In 5th grade, we all had to do a report on a state. I was assigned West Virginia, and a company called Fiesta Tableware started there. They made really bright colored stoneware and sell it by the piece so you can mix and match." Maggie turned back to the toast, their centers soggy with too much real butter. It soaked in before it could crisp. Aiden turned over the green plate. "This isn't Fiesta. See here?" He pointed. "It's got a different name, but I bet they aren't the only ones who do it." He set them on the table and pulled a couple more plates out. "Look at this." He set out stoneware sets in each of the 4 colors: a dinner plate, a salad plate, a breakfast plate, saucer, 2 different sized bowls, and mugs. "What do you say? We each get our own color? You're responsible for washing your own?" Evan approached and looked over Emmy's shoulder. "I want the yellow one. Reminds me of a meadowlark." Maggie rested a hip on the counter. "A meadowlark?" Evan took the yellow dinner plate and the mug from the table. "Yeah, it's Montana's state bird, Mommy. Bright yellow tummy, just like my plate." She smiled and nodded, warmed by his enthusiasm. He set the plate down at the other end of the table and pulled out a low-backed chair from underneath. "Mom, look at this!" He pulled each of the chairs out enough to show brightly colored cushions tied in place. "The cushions match the plates." "They sure do. So do we have assigned seating too?" She pulled a cast iron skillet from the hot plate, cutting up the eggs with a turner. She caught Aiden's eyes and mouthed, "Thank you," reassured at his wink. The plates were set around the table as Maggie divvied up the eggs and Aiden brought the toast and pancakes. Evan found a small crock labeled syrup and brought it to the table. Emmy grumbled, grabbing silverware. She plopped down on the blue chair with the blue place setting. She tossed the silverware into the center of the table. "Emery Sue Rhodes, that is not how we treat things." Emmy looked at Maggie, her eyes wide. "Mom?" Maggie collapsed into the green cushioned chair and sighed. She stayed quiet. Aiden sat slowly across from her. "Mom?" She lifted her head, silent, tears slipping. "We have to talk." "Mom, you don't have to do this right now." Aiden shifted uneasily. Maggie set her elbows on the edge of the table. "I think we do." She looked at Evan, sinking deeper into his chair, then at Emmy's scowl. Remember on the drive how I told you where we were going to use different names? The children nodded. Well, that's what we have to use now. This is our new life. Emmy's face turned crimson. Where's Daddy, Mommy? Evan quietly answered. He's not coming, Emmy. Maggie sat straighter. That's right, Yvonne. She pronounced it like Donna had earlier. Daddy isn't coming. The little girl's mouth opened without sound. She stared at Maggie, her expression shocked. And then it hardened. She screamed, What'd you do to him, Mommy? Aiden's arm shot out and grabbed Emmy's arm as she began to thrash. Emmy! His hand clamped tighter. Stop, Emmy. Mom didn't do anything to Dad. He did it to her. She ripped her arm away from him. Daddy didn't do nothing. She turned her tear-streaked face toward Maggie. Mommy, Daddy didn't do nothing. Evan sobbed. Loud, sudden, broken. It cut through Emmy's screams like a bell. Yes, he did! He balled his fists in front of his eyes, wiping at the tears. He hit Mommy. The little girl turned on him. No, he didn't! He didn't! You lying! He opened his fingers to cover his face, crying harder. Aiden stood and gathered Evan in his arms, soothing his hair back. Maggie stared at the boys, her mouth open. She reached out, turning the younger boy to her. Evan, honey, you knew? He nodded, his eyes and nose running down his face. Aiden tried to keep us away, but I saw. Emmy sat still, shell-shocked. You lying, she murmured, sounding less convinced.
Emotional damage.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
Busy?
Okay. Uh-huh.
Busy? Look up.
Uh-huh.
You know what's bad? You know, Izzy doesn't even throw things at us. But Patrick's throwing shit at Izzy.
She threatens to drive over to my house. She knows where I live.
I do know where he lives, but technically he's got my address too. So, I mean, it's tit for tat.
I mean, you know how I feel.
Yeah, yes. Well, and we know how we've given Julie such shit over the last, I don't know, year about dumping all of her past trauma into a book.
Pot kettle.
Yep.
I was gonna do that offline, but you really want to do that now? I was about to say straight up. I'm like, excuse you. I understand. I write my therapy out because let's face it, if anybody actually heard half the damn shit that either I've been through or B that goes on in my fucking head, I'd be in a lovely extra large sweater and hugging myself right now. But as it stands, I'm a writer and I get away with certain shit.
Yep.
Where did Izzy run? Probably the bathroom. Or did she bring her cup with her? Because if she brought her cup with her, she refill it.
I didn't see. She just ran off.
And that has to be bathroom.
Yeah.
Look at us just talking openly our off-camera habits. But nope, she was thirsty. I was like, wait a minute, did she grab?
Yeah, I didn't see.
Oh no.
But...
No. There was going to be a river if I did not leave.
So I was right.
But on the way back, you're right the first time. But when you started asking about did she grab her glass? Did anybody see if she grabbed her glass? I was like, oh, it is kind of empty. I'd better grab my 2-liter on the way back out.
So I was right on both accounts. But speaking of that, hold your phone, please. I have to go and check on the child.
Yep. Oh, we got 2 more. What's our timeline? Do we need to? Because it is the 2-hour mark.
Well, mine's super short. And Kesh's is almost 4,000 words.
Jesus, Cash.
She's got a lot to say.
You're making me feel bad because I'm not making it easy talk enough.
I think this may be one of the shortest ones I've submitted to the show. Wait, let me check.
I mean, if we really want to, I can double check that.
I almost submitted a chapter saying chapter title, word count,
Double check what?
And then say,
Sorry, I got distracted by somebody pacing back and forth over my head.
Okay. The only other one that I wrote that was shorter than this, I technically
Very
never
heavy
submitted.
footfalls that have been gone for several months now.
Yeah. The only one I ever wrote that was shorter than this one was the one
I'm very
for the
glad
line.
it's home.
Was the one for the line? Am I supposed to be scared now? Which I never actually submitted. So this is technically my shortest one. I usually break 1,000 words.
Oh. So I can hit clear, and I can go shorten it down to. Yes, it is. Largest word count Shar has submitted was back in April, 3,600.
I keep all of my Promptcast submissions in their own folder in Scrivener, so I was able to just scroll through real quick and look.
Yep. Now, of course, the highest one that
I wonder who
Cash has submitted was the week before my birthday. 6,034 words.
Yep. That tracks.
Yep.
That was trying to cut it down, and it kept getting bigger.
Been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Editing.
Patrick was like,
editing. Why did it gain 4,000 words? What's going on?
Right? Yeah, and Patrick was telling us about this earlier, and he put it in the comments that he almost said this prompt is being held hostage due to the rules of Twitch and other online forums.
and also to save Izzy from getting embarrassed and Julie laughing.
And me looking for where the hell did I put my brother's address?
I think I paid the little one to make it disappear.
They couldn't find shit in this house, even when I tell them exactly where to find it. Because I can't find shit in this house.
That sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem. It's what happens when you move into a hoarder house that had 2 other hoarders who lived in it and who also moved in their uncle's hoard into the house. So you've got 7 people's hoard and then 7 members of the fur hoard in this house. So yeah, you can't find shit.
I remember when my grandmother deteriorated enough that we had to move her into a trailer to have her closer to family. She was a hoarder who lived in a 7-room farmhouse and insisted on taking everything with her into that 3-room trailer.
Oh God, yep.
So there are now 2
I will
rooms
say
you
this.
can't go into.
Right? Now, I will say this, it is also keeping a running total of how many submissions there have been, right? And ran. And right now, Mr. PA Power has done 28 of our 30 prompts this year.
Nice.
What happened to the other two? Which
There
ones
were
did I
two
miss?
times that you. I don't know.
Probably went camping.
Could have
No, because
been.
I typically submit.
Okay.
That's
Well,
true.
here's the other
'Cause you're
thing.
not here for the show.
I may have also numbered the blackout as episode 4.
Okay.
And then there would have been like maybe one that you technically missed because we also didn't. I may have numbered Green Bay as one that we
Okay.
skipped. I don't remember, but this
Okay.
is. I'd have to go look it up.
It's not my
Wait,
project. We're fine.
Huh?
Real quick,
did
I can't hear Shar and Patrick all of a sudden.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me
really
now?
talking.
1, 2, 3.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
No.
Hello. You can't hear them at all, Cash?
Small world.
Nope, I
after
hear you,
all.
I hear Julie, but I can't
It's
hear
a small
Patrick or
world after all.
Shar.
Mm.
Why don't I drop out and you re-invite me?
Okay,
See
we
it.
can do that.
It's
Just
small world.
get rid of this white screen of death. All right.
Oh yeah, that could have happened because we found out, Shar, when you dropped, right, your invite was pending. So
when you dropped, I got booted.
And because, well, no. When I removed Shar's invite so that I could re-invite her, everybody else got this notification that they were removed by a host.
Not by me though.
Okay. Apparently, the next season for the Interview with the Vampire TV series is doing Lestat's Rockstar era.
I don't know how I feel about that with the current characters.
I stopped watching the show when certain events happened with Claudia.
Yes.
Because
And here's
they
the thing,
didn't happen in the book, they were fabricated.
Yeah, I have not watched a whole lot of it, just because I believe that it could have very well been taken and put as a made for TV and stretched out and done the thing, everything like that. Anne Rice was one of those writers that was very specific about the fucking characters.
Yep.
And you can't go from a purist, which is somebody who read the book and watched the original movie. You cannot go from somebody like that into, well, we're going to do it this way, but with her being extremely specific and with the characters, how they looked, how they moved, and everything like that. And then you're like, well, it's just a revamp. Good thing the woman's fucking dead.
Sorry.
All
Couldn't happen to a nicer
No,
woman.
I strongly
Anyway.
I strongly disliked her. I strongly disliked her. But no, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the first season or so of the show. Like I enjoyed it for a while. But then they included that pointless assault scene with Claudia, which lends nothing to the story whatsoever, did not happen in the book, was completely and utterly pointless. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm done. But now apparently we're getting into content that's in the Vampire Lestat.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah.
So and it's a combo between the Vampire Lestat and Queen of the Damned.
Yeah, they're sprinkling. They're having references to Akasha. But it's focusing mainly on the content of the Vampire Lestat apparently, and I'm intrigued.
I can't remember. Don't those two overlap a little bit,
A little
like
bit.
narrative wise?
Very
A little
much.
bit.
Or you have
That might be why they are combining them because of timeline wise. Now, real quick, I'm going to confirm the blackout week was episode 4, and then the next one that we continued it, that was number 5. And then we jumped from, because we knew that Green Bay was going to happen, we jumped from episode 23 to episode 25. So technically, PA Power has submitted for every single prompt this calendar year. He's still got a long way to go to catch. He still has a long way to go to catch up to Kesh's word count. Just saying.
okay. Now,
Don't
now
get me
I
make
feel bad.
to be wordy.
All right.
Because not even the host has done that.
Right. Okay. Point of reference, Shar, as the next submission for funsies here. It is the accent. Oh, okay.
Hold it there. It's just one character talking.
That's what I figured.
I want you to picture that you're a character talking to someone, essentially.
Oh, yeah. I saw it was second
Yeah.
character. Okay.
Yeah, I've written second characters for once.
I can actually check there, my dear. Trisha Jones, you are sitting at 26, so have only missed 2 weeks.
That's still really impressive.
That is impressive as fuck.
I think I've submitted every week, but just not. There's been a couple that didn't have any prompts.
Right, well, but submission. It's a submission being read out, etc.
Okay.
So in the lead, we have every single episode. Patrick, missed 1. Kesh, missed 2. Trisha, Stavros has only missed 3, and then the rest of us are sorely behind.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. The whole point, right? And the whole point that Julie started this whole thing was to give people a point to start, an encouragement, a hey, does this spark you? Write about it, you know? And we've now had several books that have been written as a result of this process, like written, finished written, edited, published, all the good things. So we're doing what Julie set out to do, encouraging people to write, get their creative hats on, learn how to write better. I mean, I earlier today, because Shar told me what accent this is going to be in. I don't know the content, but so that she knew, to tell me which accent to use. She pulled up the old video, and I was like, ooh, which submission did I do that week? Right? And I listened to myself read it. Julie threatened me with a wiffle ball bat. But it was the first time I introduced Finn and Emily from the Blood Trilogy. It was the very first time I introduced that. Now, I have gone back and completely rewritten those 3 scenes and the stuff that happens between them. And what I wrote back then to what it is now is like worlds different. The way that I structure my sentences differently, the drum beats, the emotional beats, the point beats, the timing of everything, and even the words and the grammar and the structure that I'm using is I've grown as a writer, and that's all because Julie got a burr up her ass and decided I'm doing it. Don't tell me I can't, because I will.
Also,
we all know what lengths I'll go to that.
Yeah.
I also do love that moment too, because it's just Julie dead eyeing the camera going, "Wiffle bat!"
Like, yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it was literally just wiffle ball, and I'm like, "Ooh, shit balls." As I'm cracking a new can of Dr. Pepper, like
You said that, I'm like, okay, but which wiffle ball bat was that? It's like you could actually explain. Oh, that wiffle ball bat. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
That's kind of like my go-to. I'm going to wiffle ball bat. Somebody.
Well, and that's before we found out that Crawford had actually been living with the Connors since he was 17. He'd been there for 30 years, and all that other stuff and the layering in and whatnot. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, this was the point, right? This was the point. All right. Give me just a second here. I have to go cough loudly, and it's not going to be pretty.
Grab your inhaler.
Ooh, that reminds me. There was an inhaler cartridge on the floor the dog was chewing on. I gotta go get it.
Thank you. Look, the amount of times in the last 48 hours that I've had to remind her of that damn inhaler, I'm like, grab the damn inhaler.
There's something in the air because I've been hitting mine a lot more recently.
Okay, let's put it this way. Thankfully, we have a bunch in the house that have not gone out.
Mm-hmm.
That were still brand new when Mom passed.
Mm.
So I don't have to worry about an inhaler right this second.
Yeah.
But it is enough that I'm sitting here going, I have one on the desk. I have one in the car. I have one in my bag. I have to have one near me, even though I have not had an asthma attack in some time, but I keep it at bay with my smoking. Make that one make sense. It's because it's a fucking stimulant and it opens my lungs.
Yeah.
But this is what I do to keep my own self fucking level. But with the amount of humidity, I was out in it all day yesterday fixing the car. I was supposed to go out there and finish fixing the car today, but decided that it can fucking wait till tomorrow.
Yep.
Because now the car starts at a bump of the freaking key and I'll take off. And it's like, yes, I do need to go out there and put the new plugs in it and go down to O'Reilly's and yell at them over my damn wires. But at this particular junction in time, the car hits with one fucking bump of the key instead of me sitting there playing with it until it fucking starts. So I'm not that fucking worried about it.
Yeah, you're not that pressed about it.
Well, here's the problem. Tomorrow I have to go out in it anyway because I need several ingredients for dinner.
Mm.
And I used those ingredients last week that for a different dinner instead of holding them over for this dinner. So I have to go get said ingredients or I don't have the ingredients for dinner. And while I'm going to that particular store, they happen to have my one particular thing on sale. And I've already said, come hell, high water, or a mutiny, I'm replacing my freaking mini fridge. Do I absolutely need the mini fridge? Not necessarily. Do I absolutely need it so I can keep my fucking shit in it and people will stop drinking what belongs to me? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting a little sick and tired of putting my little mini Dr. Peppers in the big fridge. And between Aries and Robbie, I have no mini Dr. Peppers. And the mini Dr. Peppers were keeping me from drinking so much sodium. So,
sharing a fridge definitely sucks. We got a full box of shredded wheat, like the ones that have the big sleeves with 3 logs. I call them in each. I had one. It lasted 2 days.
Right.
Nick ate 5 sleeves of shredded wheat in 2 days. Living with a stoner sucks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But there's certain things that I get that have to be refrigerated. But I'm the only one that eats it, and it gets shoved in the back of the fridge, and then it gets frozen, and then by the time it thaws out, it's no longer any good.
Yeah.
So all my little snacks and stuff that are supposed to be part of my weight loss journey, because guess what? You actually have to eat calories to lose calories.
Yep.
So I have to get myself back on that maintained of eating 3 meals a day, or at least one big meal and a bunch of snacks. To get my body into doing what it needs to do. Well, I can't do that if I have to put the snacks in the big fridge, because then Aries thinks the snacks belong to him.
And then they're gone.
And then I have no snacks.
Yeah.
So yes, tomorrow I'm buying my damn mini fridge. But it is on sale for $100. And that's going to be $100 well spent.
There you go.
So, any Hoosies. I had Chinese for dinner, so it's like,
I had porky butts.
Okay, I had to pull up the video again to refresh my
vocal cords. Gotcha.
Vocal. How did I say
Vocal
that?
ID.
Oh yeah, that's how I said it. That's how I said it. Okay, I remember how I said it. So here we go with C.R. McCormick's little ditty. All right, tourist, huh? Yeah, I figured. You've got that look. The wide eyes, the clean shoes. Bet you stopped to take pictures of the lake when you came in, didn't you? Looks real pretty from a distance, don't it? Especially right at sunset when the water goes glassy and gold. That lake's called Gravewater. Yeah, I know how it sounds. Dramatic, poetic. Folks who named it probably thought they were being clever. Truth is, there's no better fitting a name for it. You see, back when the dam got built and they flooded the valley, there was a cemetery down there. Old one, older than most of the town. Family plots, unmarked graves, a whole stretch of earth full of people nobody remembered anymore, as well as people we planted ourselves. And they didn't move the bodies, just covered it up, let the water take it. We told them not to, but they didn't listen. Now, we don't talk about it much. Folks around here, we know better. We keep our distance. There's the safe bits along the edge, sure, but if you aren't careful, if you go too far, the tourists come in every year thinking it's just another lake. Fish, swim, paddle around like it's any other body of water, but it ain't. That lake doesn't like to be disturbed. People get pulled under right off their boats, off floaties, or while they're just splashing around. One fella said he saw his daughter sitting in an inner tube one second, smiling at him, and the next, she was gone. Water barely even rippled. She showed up 2 days later with a handprint bruise on her ankle. Yeah, roll your eyes. Seen this happen 100 times already. Just last week, a young woman came through, wanting to enjoy the lake. We told her not to go out past the buoy. That's where the graves are. She didn't listen. Called herself a professional diver who wanted to check out the bottom. She came back sobbing, saying there were dozens of bodies just sitting there, looking up at her. We just gave her a blanket and a drink till she stopped shaking, told her she was a lucky one. She left town before her clothes fully dried. Everyone around here knows better. You can laugh about it all you want, say it's an old wives' tale. But everyone who's ever lived in this town has a name they don't talk about. Someone who didn't listen, who ain't here no more. Boats stall when they cross the graves. Just stop running. No reason for it. Engine fine, battery full, nothing wrong. But they don't move. Like the lake's holding them there. Can't even paddle away. Not till the lake decides to let go. Every now and then, a local's kid gets cocky, wants to prove it's all hooky nonsense. Last one that tried came back without his name. Just stared at everyone, everything. Didn't eat, barely talked. Died in his sleep 4 days later. You ever hear a scream underwater? I don't mean muffled or far away. I mean loud, clear as a bell, coming up from underneath like someone's got their mouth pressed right to the surface. That's what happened to the Miller boy. Heard it while he was out fishing. Came back white as a sheet and won't go near the water now. Says someone called his name, begging him real sweet. Sometimes If the light hits just right, you can see faces down there, pressed up against the surface, staring back at you. They don't move. They just look. We lost 12 people last year. Not all tourists, neither. Sometimes it takes one of ours, too, just to remind us it can. I know that face. You're thinking I'm a damned fool. You're wondering, if this is all true, why don't we do something? Why don't we drain the lake? Or blow the dam to hell? Truth is, we tried. Town council voted on it once, years back. Got real serious about it. 2 days later, the mayor's youngest vanished off their back porch. We don't vote on that no more. And yeah, we could leave. A good number of us did. Those of us still here, though, we got family in that water. Some of them we put there decades ago. Others the lake decided to take for itself. Either way, we can't leave them behind, so we stay. We don't go in the water. We don't throw stones. We don't stare too long. We let the lake be. It ain't ours. It never was. It belongs to the dead. They didn't want it, but now it's theirs and they ain't letting us take it away from them. So you enjoy your stay, stranger, but you leave Gravewater be, unless you want to stay here forever, too.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, mind you, I don't know if you did any research or not, or if this is just like a Disney thing that came out of your head. But right outside of Olive Branch, Mississippi, there is a lake called Gravewater.
Oh, I did not know that.
And it wasn't flooded because of a dam. It was flooded because of the Mississippi River.
Mm.
And when the Mississippi, because the Mississippi's a fault line, and that's how we got Railfoot Lake. Well, that's how Mississippi got Gravewater. Gravewater took out 3 of the soldiers' encampments at the time. So it is known as, its nickname is Gravewater. That's what all the locals call it. I can't remember what the actual name is.
I actually based the story on Lake Lanier in Georgia, because Lake Lanier was created by having the town of Oscarville flooded.
Right.
And all the graves are still there, and apparently Lake Lanier is haunted as fuck.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing is the locals, well, they'll go down there and they'll fish and everything like that. It's not uncommon for them to pull up a Civil War boot.
Oh.
It's not, and still got a skeleton foot in it.
Yeah.
It's also not uncommon for them to end up with a 2-headed catfish.
Yeah.
And it's not because, it's not for the reason that everybody thinks. Everybody knows that water's cursed.
Mm.
And in that process, one of my buddies that I went to college with thought he was going to be a fucking smartass one night. They'd all been drinking. And we weren't far from the lake. So they all thought we were going to load up and go down there, and they were going to dive in off dock. And I'm like, do you realize that I am sober, but I am not fighting with fucking ghosts tonight? I said, if you get pulled under, I'm not going after you.
You're not going in. Yeah, no.
3 of them made it out alive. And the reason I say 3, all 4 of them made it out. One of which did not. When he got out of there, he did not remember what his name was. He had complete amnesia. They swear up and down it's from the shock of the cold water, because this was October, and it was one of the coldest on record for Mississippi. That boy to this day is scared to death of water, will not even go in there and take a shower. And he still can't tell you what his name is. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah. I was watching a documentary on most haunted places of the U.S. and Lake Lanier was one of them. And I sat there just in fascination. I was like, "Oh no, I got to use this. I got to do something with this." But that was actually one of the scary short stories in my book that I put out recently of a bunch of scary stories.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
I went looking to try and figure out, nickname what would be Gravewater, and there is actually a book called Gravewater Lake that looks actually kind of interesting. So we'll see. It's a British-born writer living here in the United States.
Oh wow.
So would also have a different take on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So. All right. So our last one is our writing champion. How many words are we at now here?
Almost
It's
rated
6 million.
For me?
Yeah, almost 100,000.
Yeah.
96,482.
Look,
You'll
we
have to
may
put in
not
Discord.
we might not make it to the million by the end of the year, but we're gonna have a very impressive number by the end of it.
Yep,
Hey,
absolutely.
In Discord, can you post the running totals later?
Yeah, I can do that later in the
So
word
that way
count channel.
So that way I can figure out how much I need to actually get my ass in gear to catch up to my other sister.
Oh, so you don't want just the years total. You want to know everyone. You want to know your numbers.
Sounds like it's
Okay.
on.
Well, and the last 2-3 months, I've been screenshotting the leaderboard and putting it in the newsletter. But there was something wrong with the file, and it wasn't. I think we got it fixed, but it is what it is. So, all right, now there is a trigger warning. Some abuse, violence, but it does cut off before it gets too bad. Mine was an allusion to Kesh has put apparently a little bit more in. All right. Bacon sandwiches always reminded Shauna of Matt, but Mia loved them just as much, if not more, than her father, which made making them more tolerable for her in spite of the bitter feelings toward her ex-husband. The party was over, and Mia had decided not to go with her father for the rest of the weekend, citing how embarrassing it was for her to act the way he had earlier in the day. It was embarrassing for Shauna, too, especially after meeting Stefan. Stefan was an entirely different issue altogether, though. Matt popping up as the cardinal sentencing her to burn at the stake was also a separate issue from his behavior before the party. She really didn't know how to process any of it, if she was honest with herself. Thanks, Mom. Mia ran in and grabbed her sandwich off the counter, heading back out to the living room where they were watching her favorite movie, Twilight, because preteen girl stuff. It wasn't Shauna's cup of tea, and it had come out several years before she had become pregnant with Mia, but it was time with her little girl, who wasn't going to be little for much longer. Besides, everything old was new again. She pulled a cranberry concentrate out of the freezer to allow it to thaw so she could make herself a cranberry and vodka after the birthday girl had gone to bed. Shauna felt she deserved at least one stiff drink after the day she had. Her watch vibrated. It was Stefan. That was a conversation she needed the drink in her system before she had it. She glanced at the message out of curiosity. Stefan. Hello, Shauna. I am sorry you had a bad day. I would like to talk when you are ready to. At least he gave her some wiggle room. Other guys she had met would call incessantly until she answered them, annoyed, them questioning why it took her so long to respond. That would be when she would block them. She had a feeling. No, knew. It was going to be entirely different with Stefan. Shauna didn't know how soon she'd be ready to talk to him about it, but she also didn't think it was fair to leave him hanging. She walked out into the living room, curling up with Mia to finish watching the movie. The girl having already finished her sandwich and waiting for Shauna to sit so she could lay down on her. By the time the movie had finished, Mia had fallen asleep. Shauna crawled out from under the girl, being careful to not wake her up, then covered her up with a blanket and walked back into the kitchen to make the juice and make herself that drink and text Stefan back. Shauna, yes, we need to talk. She sent the message, hoping she hadn't replied to him too late. She took the first few sips of her drink, closing her eyes and savoring the burning warmth of the alcohol as it went down, the tart flavor of the cranberry juice covering up the bite of the vodka. Shauna was starting to feel her muscles relax as the drink started to absorb into her system when her phone vibrated in her back pocket, startling her. She had forgotten she had replied to his text, dropping her drink on the floor as she went for her phone in her back pocket. Absent-mindedly, she watched as the red liquid spread across the white linoleum floor, and something in her mind broke, triggering another vision. Shauna looked up, and she was in one of the halls of the manor, her hand in Stefan's as her older brother was on the ground, blood spreading out from beneath his body and staining the white and red tunic he wore over his armor. She began to remember that he had been allowed to join the Templars recently, her father now hosting a handful of the group at any given time. Something that became a living hell for her and her younger sister with all the harassment from them, their brother and father to convert to the church. She looked at Stefan as he let go of her hand, kneeling down to check on him. I'm sorry. He's dead. Stefan looked up at her, unsure of what else to do. He got back to his feet, taking her hand again, leading her back into the dinner hall where they had just left. Shauna ran in ahead of Stefan, his hand still in hers as she hurried to her father. Father, it's Alaric. The distress in her voice getting her father's attention immediately. What of it, girl? He replied to her, irritated with her. He's been... I think you should come see. She couldn't say it. She didn't want to. Out with it, child, or I will have the guards remove you and lock you in your room, alone. He groused, turning to return to his conversation with his old friend Uric, the leader of the group of Templars that had asked for permission to camp on their lands while passing through to their Holy Land. Father, someone has killed him. She was finally able to get the words out. You lie. No one would dare. He stood, looking down his nose at her as if her very existence was something that made his existence unbearable. No, she speaks the truth, your lordship. I was with her when we came across him. Stefan stepped forward, placing himself protectively between Shauna and her father. I want to see. He stepped closer to Stefan, trying to intimidate the younger man. Father, stop this. Shauna headed back to the entrance of the meal hall, anxious to try and figure out what had happened to Alaric. They had lost her mother a few years before. Now her brother would be with her. The phone rang, making Shauna disoriented until the second ring. She looked at the phone, saw it was Katya, and picked it up to answer. Hello? She looked up at the clock on the kitchen wall, then down at the spilled drink on the floor. So you are going to dinner with Stefan tomorrow? Her voice came through the speaker next to Shauna's ear. I don't think so. He hasn't asked me. She was confused by Katya's statement. No, that was not the question. I made a reservation for the two of you. Leave it to Katya to make things happen whether you wanted them to or not. Do I get any say in the matter? Shauna was incredulous. No, was Katya's short reply. Fine. She was getting annoyed by the turn of events. Recent events. What did Stefan say? She asked her friend, who giggled in response. I have not talked to him about it yet. He has been busy with business he has tonight. It's why he is visiting in the first place. I will mention it when he comes back to my house later. Her reply was matter of fact, and Shauna knew she would be direct with Stefan like she had been with her, knowing he also would not have a choice in the matter. Of course you haven't yet. I'm going to go get ready for bed. Good night, she said as she hung the phone up and placed it in her jeans pocket. She looked back down at the drink that had spread out over the kitchen floor, the pooled red liquid drawing her back in. A text came in, causing her to avert her attention from the spill. It was Stefan. Stefan, my sister is going to make us go out to dinner. I'm really hoping that your friendship with her survives this. Shauna, I know. I just got off the phone with her. Stefan, are we going to humor her or both say no? Shauna, it's Katya. I don't think saying no is an option. Stefan, I know. I just don't like her adding herself to the situation. She has always done this, even while we were children. Shauna, I'm sorry. We can say no. Stefan, I understand, but I wanted to talk to you myself, at a speed that suited both of us, not hers. Shauna read the last text from him and paused, trying to internalize what he had just said. Stefan, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say anything to upset you. Shauna, no, it's not that. Stefan, then what is it? Shauna, it's just, I don't know. I hadn't planned on really talking to anyone or dating anyone for a long time, if ever. You saw Matt's behavior. I would be afraid of that type of stuff all the time if I became involved with anyone. Stefan, you are afraid to start seeing other people? Shauna, no, it's not that. I don't know. I just don't want him trying to hurt anyone because they are with me. He thinks that because we have a child together, he gets to control my life still. Stefan, but you make your own choices. You have that freedom. He does not have any say over you in your house. Shauna, I know. Stefan, then maybe we do need to have dinner. Shauna, serious? I don't even know what to say. Stefan, say yes. Makes Matt mad and Katya happy. 2 birds, 1 stone. Shauna, LOL. Fine. Text me tomorrow afternoon and we'll figure out details. The corridor was long, but she could still see him, the black armor he wore nearly blending in with dark walls of the low-lit hallway. But all the same, she could see him. It had been over a year since she had last seen him, and all that time she had patiently waited. The wind must have been picking up. She could feel the breeze filling through the window into the hall, her skirts billowing around her and causing the stray strands of auburn hair to dance around her shoulders. She couldn't stand it. She moved down the corridor towards him, her dread that he was an apparition beginning to grow. As she ran, he began to walk towards her, each step bringing both of them closer to each other. They both stopped, just yards away from the other, staring into the other's eyes. He momentarily averted his eyes and blushed as he always had whenever they would see each other. He then looked up and smiled a sad smile and dropped his pack upon the stone floor, taking another step towards her. Her golden brown eyes began to tear up as her hands covered her mouth, and she released a sob of joy. You're back. She jumped into his arms and they embraced, just holding each other, neither wanting to let go. Yes, he replied as he took a deep breath and sighed in exhaustion. Shauna heard the alarm go off, pulling her out of the dream. This time it had been much more pleasant than some of the previous ones, but still was jarring. Looking at Stefan in the dream and knowing he was a real person out of it, a real person she was going out to dinner with later in the day, she closed her eyes and then opened them again, looking up at the white stucco of the ceiling like she did most mornings. She didn't feel ready for what felt like might be fate, a concept that till recently she hadn't given a second thought to. The dreams had become so weird now that she was realizing people she knew were in them. She then had to ask herself, were they really dreams? Especially the ones where she seemed to just be pulled out of her body while she was awake, and Stefan was along for the ride with her. The text tone on her phone went off and she sighed. She reached over to the nightstand where her phone sat and pulled it into bed with her, checking who had texted her. She rolled her eyes and threw the phone down on top of the comforter. Comforter. It was Matt. Matt, is Mia over her tantrum? I'd like my time with her now. She replied after a few minutes. Shauna, she made her decision. You blew your chance. She's old enough to make these choices on her own without you trying to coerce her into doing what you want her to do. She dropped the phone on the bed again, closing her eyes and trying to sleep more. Her phone rang and she picked it up, seeing it was Matt. No surprise to her, as it happened like this every time he didn't get his way. Shauna answered and put the phone on speaker. You bitch! I better see my child today or I will take you back to court and get full custody. His voice crackled as he yelled over the line. It was the same threats and insults every single time. You really need to get some new lines. Goodbye, Matt. Shauna hung up, putting her phone on silent so she could finally go back to sleep for a little while longer. She closed her eyes. When she opened them again, she was standing in the field, holding a small handful of picked wildflowers. She looked around herself, noting that she was alone. She continued to walk the direction she had been walking when she had opened her eyes, eventually coming upon a small headstone set under a willow tree close to the stream that ran through her family's land. It was where they had laid her mother when she had died from the affliction that had rotted her breast and body away, the lumps that had formed under her skin having ulcered and spread, eventually killing her. Shauna placed the wildflowers at the base of the headstone and sat at the foot of the tree, looking at the stone and trying to remember her mother when she had been healthier, before father and Alaric had converted to follow the Christ from Jerusalem. I was hoping that you would come here, Sabine. She turned to see her sister, Katya, walking up the small hillock where the tree and their mother's grave rested. You know I come here to thank. It's the last connection any of us have with Mother. Shauna looked back at the stone, noting the name and dates etched across its surface. She tried to commit the information to memory in hopes of being able to write it all down later when she woke up. I know, but Father has been searching for you. He's going off on one of his rants about you being a disobedient daughter and how he wants to run your knight through with his sword if he shows up on our lands again. Carolina walked to the base of the tree and sat next to Shauna, placing her head on the older girl's shoulder. I miss Mother. She was looking at the stone in front of them and then up at her older sister. None of this would be happening if she was still here. Father wouldn't be going mad in his grief. Alaric would still be alive. You could marry without any contention. It would all be so much easier, Katya continued on, closing her eyes while fighting tears. Shauna wrapped her arm around her younger sister, hoping it would bring her some form of comfort. I know, but Mother isn't here, and Alaric is gone too. And Father, well, he's going to grieve and make some very poor decisions because of it. Unfortunately, you and I are the ones that will probably suffer the most because of it. We just have to try and find our comfort in each other. She had started to shed her own tears, wiping them away as she looked up. On the horizon, she saw a figure seated on a horse. She immediately knew who it was. Carolina, stay here. Shauna stood, walking toward the Black Knight. He began to slowly urge his horse to walk to her. Eventually, they met, Stefan dismounting and removing his helmet. My father is threatening to kill you when he sees you again. She walked up to him, stopping just short of where he stood, several paces away from his horse. His loss, then. I will make an excellent husband to his oldest daughter. He leaned in, trying to steal a kiss from her. That type of brash talk in action is probably what got under Father's skin in the first place. Shauna giggled as she allowed him to kiss her. You could always just run away with me. Bring your sister. Then he won't have any of his heirs to bully about over trivials. He stole a second kiss. The thought is tempting. I would be afraid that he would try to start a war with your father over myself and Carolina. She gently pulled away from him, placing her hands in his. What is this about being an excellent husband for me? She asked him, garnering a smirk from him. Exactly what I said. He leaned into her again, kissing her on the forehead. So is that an official request? Or am I supposed to do all the formalities myself? She teased him, taking a step back from him again. This time, she ducked around his horse, acting like she was hiding from him, making him chase her. Oh, so now we play games. Stefan laughed as he followed behind her, playing that she was just out of his reach. Sabine, it's Father's men. Carolina's voice came from by the tree, forcing both Shauna and Stefan to stop and look in the direction the manor was in. You need to leave. I'm sorry, she said as she ran away from him back toward the tree. Shauna closed her eyes and opened them, staring at the stucco on her ceiling again. Of course, Katya was her sister. Made everything about her wanting to get Shauna and Stefan together so badly make sense. Or it did in the dream at any rate. Rolling out of the bed, she placed her feet on the floor and stood, looking out the window to her front lawn, where a large pile of wood with an effigy in her likeness had been placed and set fire. Gasping, she grabbed her phone off the nightstand and bolted down the stairs to the front door, dialing 911 as she took the stairs two at a time. She only knew one person who would do anything remotely like this, and it was Matt. 911, what's your emergency? The operator's voice kicked in, pulling her attention away from the fire that was burning in front of her house. Someone set up a bunch of wood in my front yard and set it on fire. My child is asleep in the house and I need help. Please hurry. Shauna yelped into the receiver as she felt a hand grab her by the hair and yank, throwing her off her feet and causing her to drop the phone. Another hand wrapped around her wrist, pulling her away from the dropped device. Flailing and screaming, she fought, trying to kick at them as she felt legs pin her to the ground. I told you, you don't get to take my time with her away. Matt yelled in her face, pinning her arms down into the grass and pulling back his fist as he got ready to land a punch. Matt, please stop! Shauna was pleading at the top of her lungs with him. In the back of her mind, she hoped she was making enough noise to get anyone within earshot to hear her. Then give me Mia! He moved to try and hit, but seemed to not be able to follow through with what he wanted to. What the hell? His head turned, looking to where the hand that was holding his arm in place was. Shauna felt Matt's weight lift off her chest, rolling over on her stomach to see Stefan holding her ex-husband against the front wall of her house. Why don't you pick on someone the same size as you? Stefan kneed Matt in the gut, causing him to gasp for air as he dropped to the ground. What are you doing here? Shauna asked as Stefan walked over to where she was on the ground. He knelt next to her, beginning to look her over as he helped her to stand. After yesterday, something told me to check on you before going to business meeting I have this morning. He explained to her as he pushed her hair from her eyes, smiling at her. Oh, thank you. She looked at him, glad he had followed his intuition, showing up when he did. Just then, a fire truck came speeding down the road, the firemen jumping out and putting the pile of wood out with the flame suppressant. Several police cars pulled up behind the fire engine, the officers exiting their vehicles and checking on Shauna and Stefan. She looked around, realizing that Matt had disappeared some point during the confusion. After the officers were satisfied that she didn't need to go to the ER, she began to explain what had happened. Mia, having come out of the house at some point, wrapping her arms around her mother. Now, I have to ask, for the record, would you like to press charges against Mr. Cromwell? The officer looked at Shauna patiently, while she looked at Mia and then the wood pyre with her likeness on it. Mom, you need to. I want this to stop. It's not fair. Mia reassured her, the scene she had walked out to having scared the girl. Yes, I guess I should this time. But to be honest, while he's been violent, it's never been at this level. She told the officer, holding Mia closer. All right, I will go back to my squad car and get started on that report and get the warrant process started, he said, turning around and heading back to his car. Are the two of you going to be okay? Stefan walked to the two of them. Thanks to your gut feeling, yeah, I think we'll be fine. Shauna responded, letting go of Mia and giving Stefan a hug. I will be back after my meeting to make sure everything is still okay. After that, dinner. He returned the hug. Dinner? Mia looked confused and looked at Shauna. I was going to tell you after you woke up, but Katya is sending me and Stefan on a date. She explained, the girl lighting up at the information. She smiled, still holding on to her mother. Are you sure the two of you will be good? Stefan asked a second time. Yes, we will be fine. I doubt he'll be back around for a few days at least, Shauna reassured him. Please call me or Katya if he tries to do anything like this again. I will see you tonight. He turned, heading to his car, looking around the neighborhood as he pulled away. Shauna looked at the smoldering pile of wood in the middle of her front yard. She was going to have to eventually clean it up, but she knew that now wasn't the time. First, she needed to take care of Mia and herself. She ushered the girl into the house, hoping she was right, and that Matt wouldn't come back for a few days.
Okay, I need to know where this bastard lives.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't know.
Haven't figured that out yet.
I need to know. And I just want to chat with him. I just want to chat. I cannot guarantee that there will not be brass knuckles, a metal baseball bat, and a few of my sharp pointy things. But again, I'm gonna have a conversation, and depending on his reactions to said conversation, of how violent I plan to be.
And for the record, this is against a fictional character that does not actually exist.
Yes. For all intents and purposes, yes, this is a fictional character. This is a work of art, and yes, this is the particular way we all feel about this. But if you read any of my stuff, they have a literal murder board of the list of my characters that should or should not be 86th in the most richest way possible. So I mean, this is just the power of the course.
Yes. So, not us trauma dumping. No, not at all.
Like, multiple times tonight, it seems.
Hey, look, we can't afford therapy, so we're writers.
We can't afford therapy, so we are writers, and we and it's not just because here's the other thing, right? There are things that I have not been through, but I know people who have, and it winds up kind of making its way sometimes into my writing to the point where it's like I'm letting those other people know that I see them. I don't just want to be there to help them or this and that and the other. I see them. I believe them. I have a second cousin who has been through something absolutely awful. And the very first time we had a conversation, it was through one of the ancestry sites, right? And she opened up. We'd been texting back and forth for about an hour, and she told me this horrible thing. And I said, I kind of figured that's who you were. She goes, how long have you known? I was like, oh, the entire conversation.
Yeah.
She goes, and you were still talking to me? I'm like, yeah. She goes, you believe me? I'm like, yes, honey. She goes, but you don't know me. I said, no, but I know our family.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we see you. We hear you.
Yeah.
We believe you.
Something a lot of people might not realize is that while it won't compare on the level in any way, hearing about what people go through secondhand can be its own form of trauma. Like you can hear what someone went through and you can be horrified and gutted and strongly affected. Not nearly as strong as they did. It doesn't compare.
Forced to be empathetic over it.
Yeah.
Right.
It can leave its own scars on you, and you can use that in writing as well. So just because you didn't experience it, just hearing someone else's experiences can leave a strong enough impact that you got to get it out onto paper.
Which kind of goes along with the conversation that me and Izzy were having last night.
Mm-hmm.
While we've both been through some shit, and damn near at the same not that we compare, but at the same fucking level, of the same damn intensity, it was at two different sides of very different spectrums. But we both made it out of it alive.
Right.
Not unscathed, not untraumatized, but definitely alive.
I mean, and that's the thing. It's not the one-upping or the whatever. It's literally the shit that we were going back and forth and sharing last night was just the sheer fact that, like Julie said, it's been intense. And not that one was worse than the other.
No.
In any way, shape, or form. It was different. But we felt it to an intensity, to a degree. I mean, the kids at school, when I started telling them about what I was learning about my family history as I was learning it, which I very quickly learned, don't share that because people want to put you in the nice long-sleeved sweaters.
Self-huggers.
Yes, is that at age 13, somebody told me if I were to write it all down, it would be 60 years worth of soap opera timelines.
And a lot happens just in a week for them.
Exactly. And they were saying it would be 60 years worth of 5 episodes a week.
Damn.
And that's when I was 13. I'm now 45. Yeah. And all the shit that's happened since.
Right.
I think if soaps are still around, y'all, I need a paycheck. Just come talk to me. Come find my email so I can write for you.
But those little reels that we see all the freaking time going through our Facebook feeds and shit like that.
I don't want to talk about those. I don't want to talk about those because they are so unbelievable. But at the same time, I tell people my story and they're like, there's no way that happened all in one family.
They're unbelievable. Yes. They're badly acted.
It's not necessarily, and I did see a interview with one of the guys that I am like totally like, why do you have to be Russian? Why can't you be Italian? I'm like, I might go Russian at this particular point. But either which way, they had an interview with him on the little site that I watch, and he's like, it's bad. He's like, but we have to do it a certain way, and because a lot of us, we're doing this in English. This is not our native language, and it's a lot of broken English. There's guys that you can tell where they started, what their first one on this thing was, and where they're at now.
Yeah.
By English and everything like that. But they're like, it's not us. It's the freaking script, and we have to do it the way it is.
Here's the thing. That's the thing. Are some of them poorly acted? Yes. But I can give that little bit of, okay, they're speaking in English when it's not their native tongue, and maybe they're just learning English. Some of these guys may not, and girls may not even know the words that they are speaking. They learn how to pronounce them.
We're seeing different ones then, because I'm seeing English actors doing that, and they're terrible.
Oh well, yeah. But I'm
talking about the
watching.
One that I watched, which is my drama.
Oh, the actual Korean ones.
The Korean ones are worse.
I like the Korean ones.
I do like. Well, okay. Let me put it this way. I like the Asian ones where it is historical or whatnot, because those are a little bit more like believable. I don't know. The ones where it's the woman is deciding to go into a coma for 30 years, medically speaking, with her. Okay, I have seen that one with Korean actors, and I have seen that one with American actors that aren't actually American. And I'm like, okay, get yours, right? You got hired for the job, you're doing the job, you're doing the best that you can, right?
With the job.
I'm going to put it like this. For a lot of these, I'm going to almost guarantee a lot of the situation is going to be a Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern.
Yes.
We all know Ryan Reynolds is chef's kiss, amazing. It helps he's Canadian, okay? But Green Lantern?
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it.
We don't talk.
Hell, even as Deadpool, he killed his Green Lantern. Yeah, we don't talk about some of this stuff because it was just, the script was bad. These actors are trying to do what they can with the script, with the director, and let's be honest, sometimes rapid release of books that get turned into this is not the right way to go. But people are like, flood the market, get people to buy them, and then there's people who buy them and read them and are not critical thinkers. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Now it is time
to roll.
For us to roll. Let me get The Post-it note.
Here's another thing. While I'm pulling out the dice, because I should have pulled up the dice already, but I didn't. Along with Izzy's a thing of having the life could be a soap opera. I tell everybody that meets me that are like, well, where do you get your stuff from? And I'm like, look, my life is stranger than fiction, but you wouldn't believe me if I told you half the damn shit I've been through. So, and I'm knocking on 40's back door faster than you can say don't do it. We've all been through some shit. We've all seen some shit. We've all seen shit that we should have never seen in our damn lifetimes. But at this particular time and moment, it has made us the people that are sitting in front of you who have really dark humor. Some of us have stomach issues. A lot of us have caffeine issues. And we survive most days on caffeine, nicotine, and rage. As Izzy pops up in the Dr. Pepper and I just finished mine.
I do one of those. I don't do caffeine or nicotine.
We don't want to
just
see
do
me.
Caffeine, spite, and rage.
Yeah.
Spite, yes. Spite, absolutely. Headiness and spite, my biggest motivator.
Okay. But it's definitely one of those that, we get up every day, we put 2 feet on the fucking floor, and we give a big middle finger to the fucking world and say, hey, we woke up, now you're screwed.
Yeah.
And this is where we're at.
Violence.
Yeah. And a lot of days we choose violence. Whether that's violence in real life or violence in our characters, we choose violence.
For me, me fighting the mind, it's often both.
Right? I mean, I'm going to wake up and choose violence. It's either going to be violence to continue to live, fighting my own self, my own inner demons, or it might be knocking off a character that needs to go the hell away. That may or may not be based on an ex. But I'm not actually doing it to the ex, so we're good.
Julie, what did you roll? I didn't like that face.
Here's the thing.
18.
Here's the thing. 18. Here's the thing that I don't understand.
No, I was just joking.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the thing. There is no rhyme or reason. There is no top, bottom, whatever. So the numbers mean jack all.
Yes, but this is the 4th week in a row that we've started out with this particular range of numbers.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's just okay.
54.
64.
54.
54.
5, 4.
5, 4. At least it ain't 5, 1,
1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I'm 5'4", and I brought my child home, and he's now 2 inches taller than me instead of 1 inch shorter. Because, yeah.
I'm 5'3". I'm technically shorter than you.
He had a growth
shorter than
spurt
you.
over this summer.
My nephew is now towering over me. Okay, got it.
Okay, now me. I'm 5'3".
This one. Love my life. Love my life. Concept. This one has been rolled before this year.
But not picked.
Okay. This is really early in the year, if I remember correctly. Write about a character who finds a mysterious old letter addressed to them, but the postmark is from a year in the future.
Yes, we have rolled that one before.
Yes, we have done that one. That's why I was like, for the last 4 weeks, we keep starting out with the 50s. But the funny thing is last week we kept landing with something with a 6.
With a 6 in it. Yep.
So.
And it's been, the number rolls have been really messed up ever since Kesh submitted that stinking horror one that was exactly 666 words.
It has. 91.
Oh.
All right. 191.
Upside down
Ooh!
6.
Shut up.
I need to go to bed soon.
A character receives an unexpected inheritance, but it comes with a condition that could change their life forever.
I want to say we've rolled that one before too.
That feels
Nope.
familiar.
It's a it's a slight deviation.
Okay.
It's a
The
slight
one we had.
deviation of one that we've had, yes.
Okay.
All right, now to our starting lines.
Oh God.
50.
64.
Has anyone ever picked a concept, or has it always been starting lines and dialogue?
Oh no! When we originally started the show, it was all on concepts.
It was all on concepts. But since we started introducing the starting first lines and dialogue, I think concept may have been still picked once or twice, or it was a tie. So we ended up use the concept or use both.
No, because
Yeah.
concept is where Ethan came from.
Concept is where
Ethan.
No, Ethan was the starting first line
I was
one.
gonna say that sounded more like a starting line for me.
It was because
Okay.
of Ethan that I was where I am. Or in the position I am.
All right, starting first line. This is a new one. Okay. Carol wondered what it would be like describing her symptoms to a robot.
Somebody's playing with ChatGPT again. 66.
Dude.
You guys
Well, you won't have to scroll
All
very
right.
far. You won't have to scroll very far.
Hey, reroll. It don't go that high.
Gotcha.
34.
There we go.
We got a thing on
These
fours.
fours. I don't like that look.
This one has been rolled and not picked. Starting first line. I hadn't been inside this house in years, but something was pulling me back.
I remember that one.
Nope.
All right, now we are on to dialogue, which is a fan favorite.
Most popular choices.
39.
In fact, we have to go back to the works to keep getting more dialogue because everybody keeps making our list shorter and shorter. All right, 39. Use this
Numbers are a bit more
dialogue.
varied now. They're a bit more spread out.
Yeah. Use this dialogue. You're not a very convincing liar.
Oh, I like that one. I could use that for scoundrel.
Yeah, Trisha did use the number 4 starting line. I hadn't been inside this house in years. That one, I can't wait to see if she ever turns that into something because that was the one with the I think the vampire turning them in.
Right. Yep. I remember now.
94.
Ooh.
Does that list go up that high or has it been?
Normally,
Yes!
I would
Okay.
say it absolutely does, but like you said, we've been doing some damage to it.
We've been doing some damage because there is less than 200 on this list, but there is one there. It is one. Use this dialogue. It's not like you can stop me.
All right, everybody. The choices for this evening.
Vote in chat.
Vote in chat. They are listed in there. 2 concepts, 2 starting first lines, 2 pieces of dialogue. Vote for the one that you like the most of the 6.
Also, while we are voting, if you happen to be new here, our links are over in the spot. That will take you over to the Discord channel, the newsletter, all the little fun things that connect you with us.
Also, even when we do end up picking one, that's only the one that is mandatory for the night. You can use more than one prompt.
There's one that's official. There's one that's official, right? That is the one that we're all trying to do. But if you can't do it, you can't do it. Tonight, I wanted to use tonight's prompt. However, that story wasn't talking to me.
I couldn't come up with anything. I ended up submitting something I already wrote and published because I couldn't think of anything. I had too much other stuff going on.
Yep. Okay, so which one do I want to do?
Izzy has to vote, and so does Julie.
Oh,
Very rarely do we vote.
Care Bear, if they're still here, they get a vote too. So Care Bear,
yeah, feel free.
Well, they
Feel
said
free.
they liked the mysterious old letter idea earlier on.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, they hadn't heard all of them yet.
Yeah.
2 votes
I don't
for
know if
5,
that's
1 vote for 6.
You got 2 votes.
I'm
for one?
watching it.
I only saw 1 vote for 1. Where was the second one?
He didn't write the number 1, but he wrote the concept down.
Oh yeah. Well, again,
But
they hadn't heard. They hadn't heard all of them yet. So.
Yep. Oh.
And I'm sorry,
regular?
I
Do we
assumed
not have
gender.
Stavros
When
and
I saw Care Bear, I was thinking of my friend Carrie, who used to call him Care Bear.
Oh, I've got one. I have a bestie that was a bridesmaid in my wedding. Her ex was the one that blacked out the name of my tattoo. We call her Care Bear. So I was like, "Is that the same Care Bear?" It's not the same Care Bear, but I like.
We've got. I've got a friend named Jeremy who people call Jer Bear.
I knew a Jer Bear too.
I was
That's
the only
not
one
good friends.
called Jerry at work, Jer Bear, and everybody swore up and down it was because he had a crush on me. I don't think it was actually because he had a crush on me. I think it was just because we were the same age and we were dealing with a bunch of freaking kids.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, here we go.
So far, 5 is winning with 3 votes.
Yeah, so far 5 is winning with 3 votes.
And actually 5, 6. We are at 7 viewers, so if Thuggin' Care Bear is still you can let that go all the way to the tail end before you hit snooze because it restarts the 5-minute. And if you wait until it's almost done, then you get 10 minutes.
Time out of it.
Yes. And we only get 3 snoozes per.
Oh, they were voting for 1.
That's
they
my
just
vote.
said number 1.
All right.
Yep. All right.
So we got.
So
feel free to include it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And come back next week to see, what we all come up with. It does look like though number 5 wins it. And of course, if you want to try to write something for it, submit it. There are rules. All the information is in our newsletter or our Discord if you have additional questions. If you don't want to sign up for the newsletter, although we only send it once a week, there is the ability to reply to it, send it to our email that it comes from, choose a pen name, or be anonymous. Or do your screen name. Or be anonymous. So it looks like this week it is to use this dialogue. You're not a very convincing liar. And that's all she wrote.
So, that could actually combine with the first one pretty well. The mysterious letter with the convincing liar part. That could combine.
Oh, it really could. That's I really like the fact that we started doing 6. I mean, sometimes it's really difficult to make a decision between some of them, but sometimes they work together well, or something really works with something that you previously wrote. All the fun things. So next week, same bat time, same bat channel, 7 Central, 8 Eastern, right here on the Hold My Pen Promptcast Twitch channel.
So because we got through everything, are we doing a show tomorrow?
Probably not. I think we're good.
I think we're good.
I think we're good. I'm still recovering. I have to do laundry and house cleaning and all the things. And
I'm
since
burnt.
I control the back end of the software, I mean, of course, if we all start hanging out, because that's the other thing, we hang out in Discord, and this show is far more uncensored in the Discord. Just saying.
We are far more feral offline. Well, not technically, but we are far more feral in Discord than we are
off stream.
So
yes, off stream. That's the wording.
We're open. We're a group. We're a community. If you don't know where to start, we kind of point you in the right direction. That's what we do. I started this show for the mere fact of there's too many people out here yelling no when I'm yelling, why the fuck not?
You too, Thuggin.
Yeah, it was great to meet you.
Great to meet you.
Absolutely.
We should find somebody. We should find somebody to raid.
I got somebody.
Oh,
you got somebody?
I got somebody.
Well, I will not be heading because I've got stuff. It's past my bedtime.
I gotta
so
put aloe
late.
on. I gotta go take a shower. I gotta do this skin stuff. I gotta go, and then I gotta go to bed because it's after midnight here. Oh, kitty, kitty.
That is a pepper. Now the question is she spicy or sweet tonight?
Right.
She looks like a sweet pepper tonight.
She's standing guard.
Gotcha.
Hi, Salem. Are you gonna let me pick you up?
All right.
Say good night.
Night, Salem.
Good night. Oh, she's gone full stiff.
All right, everybody. Remember, have a great week. Be brave. Be bold. Always stay humble, and we will see you again next week. I am starting the raid in 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, that was a good choice. I was eyeing him.